Be right back real quick. I'm just going to the bathroom. Back.
Welcome back.
Hey,
I love the beginning music of the stream. Apa ya? Mañana yo voy a la oficina para que sepa. La primaria. Si no, yo puedo puntuar algo. Uno. Ujú. Ujú.
Lo miré en Paraguay porque va a llover. Concha.
Ah, sí, sí tengo uno, pero no creo que lo puse.
Vale, ahora yo y esta también.
Mm, mm.
An earnest disciple.
Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Tales of Miraleth Dungeons and Dragons. I will turn it over now to Dusty. Oh, don't forget to place your troops for Stream Raiders.
Ah, yes. Greetings and good day, everyone. In the last session, we dug into some mysteries surrounding the current cast, and now everyone's finally back together, and some things are starting to become unraveled, such as the appearance of this new bat that speaks in odd terms, and some mysteries were involving Eisen. As soon as that's resolved, I believe the party will be Graham.
Don't worry, I do it too.
Past this, the party will be choosing one of two options for the, their next course of action. Pursuing recent goings-on, or pursuing
How do I do
something to do about the cursed armor. See what happens.
So, yeah, I guess we're headed out. I got no idea where we're going,
Well-
so...
Where exactly is this?
First and foremost, Graham has recently been found within the tower, and I believe he was going to do something. After speaking with the bat for a moment, something to do with Snowy.
Indeed.
Also, you were saying something, Riddle?
I think for now, Graham is gonna see what the party wants.
All right.
So Graham will peek over the edge of the bookshelf, like, yes.
Hello, people were looking for you.
Ah. Is the crazy weirdo who I don't know gone?
Yes, he vanished very fast.
Oh, thank God. Graham will get down. Oh, did Risforn make it back?
Yep,
Think
everyone's
it was
here
about
now.
this time. Oh well, I guess I better go see what they would need. Graham will, start heading to go deal with to go meet the party.
Probably after meeting up with everyone who is currently searching for him and meeting back up all together, the party can now discuss their current intentions. Along with that new crew member that only one of you is aware of. Risform, if you remember, the doctor.
Oh yes, the doctor.
Hey.
Well, she was on the ship. Nobody else who met her knew she came with you.
Graham will look. Is she like there with us, or is she still on the ship?
She's still on the ship. She's not getting off it.
She lives there now.
Everything about this is new, so she's gonna get her bearings for a little while. So
She found a new train.
perhaps. Alright, party, continue.
Graham will wave at Risforn. So how'd it go?
Oh, you're still here.
Yes, why would I not still be here?
I don't know. I thought maybe you got eaten or something.
I killed a bear 3 times. I think it would take something pretty drastic to eat me.
Well, one can hope.
You did fight a dragon recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Graham's eyes are going to narrow Ristforn.
So yeah, let's get on our way. Where are we going?
Well, you just came up with the airship, and we have all our current available important people inside the tower. I suppose our best course of action will be to find more.
I think I remember someone mentioning they were wearing some kind of cursed armor or something at some point. That sounds like
Why,
something
yes.
we should deal with.
Euphoria did have cursed armor and a mace to go with it.
Oh yeah, I remember she mentioned that. What is that all about?
Euphoria, would you like to share the details of your cursed equipment?
Well, they're mostly inconveniences, to say them the least. One of them, whenever I take a step, seems to leave an indentation on the floor or the ground. I haven't really experimented with the whatever this is.
You know, that could be problematic, if we're being tracked. Or, anytime you enter someone's building and you're leaving indents into their floors.
Yes, I am aware of that. Next thing would be that it seems whenever I am injured, any wounds appear to not bleed. Or perhaps they're makes him invisible. I'm no mage, full mage to say.
Graham slowly starts to draw his sword. You're not undead, are ya?
I am very sure I am not undead. I can tell you that.
Graham's gonna stare at you a bit.
What is all of this hate on undead? Undead people are people too, you racist bastard!
You may forget, Graham comes from a line of undead hunters.
Undead people are usually aberrations.
The undead aren't people; they're abominations. And the intelligent undead may be people, but they're kind of terrible.
So you're saying that just
kind of
because
crimes against nature.
So you're saying that just because they got forced into something, that makes them criminals that need to be destroyed.
You do know that undead are kind of more like you're doing them a favor by putting them down.
What if they don't want you to put them down? I mean, Euphoria here, I don't think Euphoria wants to be put down.
Euphoria is not an undead.
If she were.
Undead don't have free will. Undead are basically puppets that had their souls stuffed back into their body, but they can't to basically power their dead body.
Euphoria, do you have free will?
Yes.
There you go, Graham.
So she's not undead.
If I were undead, I would be like to be smited, though. It does.
Euphoria, quiet.
It does bring me closer to my god, after all.
See?
Also, I would also like to mention
would bring
that
her closer to her god.
Being smited bring me closer to my god.
Don't worry, if you turn undead, I will smite you.
Wait, so what if you just die by normal smiting?
I mean, smite is inherently kind of divine to some sense. What?
It's mostly meant just for the undead and, other unholy.
Well,
beings.
the divine smite is, but like
Yes.
normal smites, I mean, they're still kind of like a, they're
Just
still kind of like
smite with
a,
a hammer.
empowering by a god of some kind.
That's true.
If you were undead, why wouldn't you just want to serve your god more rather than just being closer to them?
Because he can't serve his god as an undead. Because
Whoa!
he'll be being
Whoa!
manipulated.
Whoa! Euphoria is clearly female.
I
Yes.
was going to say.
Sorry, my bad. She can't serve her god if she's an undead, because she'll be controlled and manipulated.
All right,
I'm a-
all in favor of kicking Graham out of the crew? Say aye.
Edelmin says nay.
Your
Why
vote
would I?
doesn't
So good
matter.
at
You're a
kicking down
goody
the
two
door.
shoes.
Nay.
Nay.
You're not part of the crew.
What do you mean
What?
I'm not part of the crew?
You're staying here.
Fair.
I still consider him part of the crew.
By the way, what
I-
about the
He might as well
undead
be.
It seems like you have lost this round, Risforn.
What about
No,
the
because I'm the
undead that
captain
do
and I
have?
get to do what I want.
What about the undead that do have their own will, like revenants?
How many-
Exactly.
Well, they tend to be abominations of the soul.
How many?
Basically, instead of their bodies rotting, it's more like their soul is rotting.
How many?
You know,
What
kind of
about-
like a lich. I don't think has anyone here ever met a good lich?
I have not. Usually creatures who.
In another game, I have.
I mean, usually creatures who.
Dusty
Usually
met
people
him
who-
too.
Usually people who go to the Pass of Leeches are how should I say this? People who usually go to the Pass of Leeches don't go for it with good intention motives, and if they do, they usually get corrupted or something along the way.
What about people who are cursed
See?
with vampirism that would prefer to live but are still technically undead?
They're monsters that feed upon the blood of the living.
They don't have to. I mean, they could feast on like cow blood.
Can they?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure vampires can't, like, they literally can't sustain themselves without the mortal blood. They need it at least sometime, or else they go insane.
I
Well,
don't
cows
know.
are
No,
mortal.
I'm pretty sure that they can feed on cattle and such.
Cows are mortal. Could you imagine if all cows were immortal?
I meant a more cognizant being. Not
Why does it have to be cognizant?
And now I'm pulling out the monster manual because I am actually curious if the book actually specifies one way or the other.
I thought it was more like it had to be like the blood of humans, like kind of like if you were alert, like kind of like that's the only thing that actually like gave them sustenance, like like artificial sugar, your body doesn't process it, and the human blood would be the real sugar. Everything else might like kind of delay the bloodlusting rampage, but
Well, that's what everything's doing, is just delaying the inevitable.
I'm actually
Whether you're feasting from actual people or a fucking, like, cow or whatever, you're just trying to sustain immortality. By the way, how, like, do they even need to drink blood? They are technically immortal. It may, like, suck for them, but, like, could they just not drink blood?
I mean, I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty sure that would be kind of like you trying not to eat. At some point, you're gonna go a little crazy. And you might just eat a person.
I don't think no matter how hungry I get, that I would resort to cannibalism.
You say that, but you say that, but
Have
try
you
to
have you
go-
you know you can start hallucinating and like losing your mind if you're hungry enough, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you try
So
try to-
then how can you say that you would never resort to cannibalism?
Because I wouldn't.
Yes, because when you're
It's
not in
simple,
control
just
of
say
your
no.
own mind and thoughts, you can choose to say no still.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
maybe that's something that only Moriarty can do. He is immortal after all, or at least he
Am
has
I?
lived. Well, or maybe not immortal, but you have lived for much longer than a regular human
I
mortal.
don't feel like I have.
I feel like Moriarty's blood is old, and maybe he may have basically like been basically like a series of reincarnations, maybe. But I don't think he himself is like this. Graham will gesture at Moriarty is old.
Hmm.
I don't
was-
think that's right. I don't think that's true.
I was under the wrong impression then.
Prove me wrong, Moriarty.
I don't have
Then
proof
you have a
besides my own.
professor. Why don't you just make them look at it?
Look at what?
The armor.
Armor?
Do you find the vampires in the manual race form? I'm actually curious to know this information. I should know this as a paladin.
There is nothing in the monster manual regarding them having to suck blood.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe those were all maybe those were just legends.
It does
You gotta
specify.
remember-
It does specify, you know, the other typical things: no reflection, no shadow. That they are harmed by running water. They've got sunlight
Oh no,
sensitivity.
they can survive on animal blood, but it makes them exhausted.
Where does it
So
say
it's-
that?
I just googled it. It's like D&D
What is
5th
it
edition
Google?
vampires. Do they need to feed on human blood?
But our point here is, by the book, there is no requirement that they need to do that.
Hmm.
The book does surprisingly leave out quite a bit on a lot of monsters, unfortunately, which is pretty sad.
It
when you think about it.
does, however, it does also specify all this other information.
That is bizarrely specific that they will leave out the blood sucking.
Yeah, they do that with a lot of monsters.
Hmm.
Either
well.
way,
I think there's also
by
stuff
the
that they
book,
I think there's also stuff that they leave out and put basically into a lore book, because the monster manual, I know for a fact, kind of is just like the general like overview of a thing.
Okay, I take that back. It does say that they have a hunger for blood. However, it does say that, or it does not say that it has to be human. It does not say anything about where it has to come from or exhaustion or anything. It just says that they do have a hunger for blood.
Right. Well, if a vampire was just sustaining itself with cattle, then I wouldn't be against its existence. But it doesn't leave the fact that a lot of vampires do feed themselves on humans or the furry equivalent. Is that fair?
I mean, if you're always concerned about the exception to the rule, you're gonna have a lot of problems dealing with the undead.
Indeed.
So, was there anything else about your magic weird stuff?
Man, unfortunately, it doesn't end there.
There's more!
Yep. It's mostly an inconvenience to just myself and all the other ones for other things. This one, it seems, it suits some kind of magnetism force or something. It just
Adam is gonna take a few sticks back when he hears that, because he is wearing metallic armor.
yeah, it's best if you do not put metal stuff close to me, as it would just stick to me.
That will be a real problem if we were near each other in the middle of combat. We really need to get that checked out.
Yeah, I also will most likely need help taking this off when I need to.
I'm
You do
very
realize
good at
that
taking clothing
it's
off.
very uncomfortable to sleep in heavy armor, right?
I know. That's why I'm saying I'll need help taking this off.
Yes, I'm an expert at that.
I
kind of
call
thing.
not me.
I suppose I could after have taken my own armor off, but
It's alright. I can hear Moriarty's hand raise up. Literally can hear that.
I'm.
But
speaking,
remember,
yes.
Moriarty is staying at the tower, so
not
Well,
coming with us.
whenever I'm here, he can help me out, which I am very thankful for.
Is there anybody that has knowledge about curse equipment? I only know of curses, but I don't know how to dispel them.
Well, you do have a professor who seems to be very knowledgeable in all things magical.
Yes, which was said a few times already.
I mean, you also have Risforn, who has studied from cover to cover his magic and magic theory books.
Didn't I ask him
Also-
already? And he sounded uninterested.
yeah.
No,
But
I could've sworn I
Risforn's
did
the
ask
kind
him.
of person who'd be like, "This, but it's a curse. It's a part of your. It's a part of you now. You should just leave it there."
No, he's not really like that with magic.
Burn the heretic.
Better to explore it and see exactly how it works. And then he'll decide if he decides to take it off or not.
Well, why didn't you? What if you think you know so much about this? Why didn't you expect it then? You already were with her.
Well, she didn't ask. I assume she didn't want me.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Well, there's no time like the present.
I even asked you and you zapped me for it.
No?
Well, I kind of believe you for it more than I believe you, Risform. That sounds like something
I,
you would
as a
do.
player, do not remember this.
Okay, guys, Razim is pretty sus. Vote Zim.
I would just go to our resident mage to check it out. Can I go over there? Let me go
Okay,
over there,
great.
please.
I believe that would be Arcana then?
Right.
Oh,
Very
So,
interesting.
critical knowledge.
Dusty,
Yep.
I'd like to study these curses in detail and possibly remove them.
All right then.
Very thorough detail.
Well- To examine them in more detail, you will have to get them off Euphoria, as the enchantment is, or rather these current enchantments seem to be continually circulating while they're being worn. This is active, repeating magic that seems to loop
Okay.
back in on itself.
We'll take it off and then examine.
Upon being taken off, the enchantments seem to fall into a more dormant and readable state. And this gives you... You can't quite say why, but this bothers your professional integrity. This is a mess. This magic items are carefully made, carefully constructed, deliberate, even. This looks like someone took a pencil, took a hammer to the end of that pencil, and rammed it through the paper again and again and again and again until, in a stroke of good fortune, something came together and managed an enchantment.
That sounds terrible.
Alright, sounds like I definitely want to take this off because it's garbage and deserves to be destroyed. So let's get rid of it.
Not just that, but it left so much other residual ambient magic that upon leaving its dormant state for the first time, aka being worn, the magic tried to correct itself and went sour because it was unrefined and unrestrained.
So basically, the enchantment like self-detonated.
The original enchantment is there. However, to put it into perspective, say you draw a box on a piece of paper, and that box is the only thing that came out as intended. The rest of the paper outside the box still counts as magic, but it's been like shredded and ripped and just had to do something with itself.
So it still functions exactly the same as intended.
But with more unintended consequences.
What are these unintended consequences?
Those curses.
It's like putting sticks together on the ground in the shape of a square, and then having a whole bunch of sticks left over, and having just dropping them all over the square.
All right,
Yeah.
so hold on. What is the original enchantment? Just so that I can catch up here.
Indestructibility.
Okay, so it's an indestructible armor, but it's also stupid magnet.
And makes your blood invisible, so people could mistake you for an undead if they witness you being wounded. And you sink into the ground 1 inch when you step on a solid surface. Each piece has its own curse. Because she has a shield.
Dumb. That is in fact dumb.
Yes, it's, like I said, it offends Riskform once he witnesses it.
It kind of sounds like somebody was pranking Euphoria, but who could have done that?
Well, the armor is indestructible.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and remove it.
Also, Crag also has cursed pieces of equipment. However, he is not very interested in adventuring anymore for some reason. He thinks he'll stay on the ship.
I just kind of figured that they get snapped up by Greaves and moved elsewhere.
Or they could stay in the tower.
That too.
For story and lore purposes.
The tower is very defended now. From anything.
Well, mainly from the darkness. If an army came around to the tower from out of nowhere, that may or may not have been planned, the tower would maybe probably have a run for its money, I'm just saying.
Well, there's more armed forces now. Give the tower a better chance.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess Respawn is trying to remove the curse. Is that another roll?
Well, it's gonna be hard. Because as Respawn witnessed, yes.
As part of my
Go on.
Arcana roll, what it was to inspect and remove.
Ah,
I did say that.
yes. However, witnessing this spaghetti string mess, you might need, like, a designated workshop to, like, find the string. Because you could try to pull the magic off, but it is not layered neatly on top of this armor. It is infused
Take
into
a
the
yarn ball. Just throw the yarn ball over the armor several times.
Yeah, no, it is layered and it is bashed into the steel. You could maybe do it if you spent a long, dedicated amount of time, but you'd probably also remove the indestructibility enchantment.
That makes
Respawn's
sense.
okay with that.
Okay.
How much downtime is this going to take? Because it sounds like it's going to need downtime.
If he works continuously, I'm just gonna roll something.
Ooh, a roll.
Well, if he's going to take forever to do that, Graham will probably do.
I see a single D4 getting rolled.
Experimental things with Snowy.
You're gonna do what with Snowy?
Alright. To remove these curses from all 3 pieces of equipment would take 9 days.
9
We
days.
have an influence.
A game-breaking influence,
My
nonetheless.
goodness.
It's from my good friend, the Jeff.
Oh. I'll accept that. Now I'm going to
Oh, by the way, out of curiosity, this does remind me. Does Risford still have those dragon eggs?
Wait, dragon eggs?
I
yeah,
guess
he did
from the
have-
circus.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, I believe I do.
I think I told you.
Honestly,
you need to build,
there
like-
are so many freaking loose threads that you have left behind on this game. Honestly, I
well,
kinda
that was
wonder-
not one I intended to leave. That was Jeffrey's fault.
There's just so many. I'm kind of like, maybe we should just restart this campaign.
Hey, it's fine. It's good. I can work with this.
Listen.
I
we
am
need
just
to
so very lost on everything with this campaign.
What are you lost about?
Everything. I am not using that word lightly. Literally the entire premise of this story I am lost on.
Excuse me while I roll something new for that influence that came in.
To be fair, we could, like, since it has been, like, a long time, we could go down the list and I could explain point by point just to be sure we're all on the same page.
Alright. Wrist form. A sudden inspiration takes you, and you feel like you spot a loose thread. If you pull this, you might do it. All of it. You can do all of it.
He's gonna do it.
Alright. You pull this seemingly miraculous string. Euphoria. All the curses leave your equipment. However, Wristform, you're still holding that string of magic as it's finally unraveled in a move that shocks and dazzles even you. And it starts winding around you. And with some rolls, the curse of invisible blood seeps into your arcane focus. The curse of magnetism settles on your money pouch. And the curse
That's not
of
how
mire.
the influence is.
No? It said random pieces of equipment.
A random that takes all of them.
Oh, well then, your arcane focus is quite something now.
Okay.
What is his arcane focus?
It says crystal.
Yeah, you see that yellow crystal in his bracer there on the group art? That's his arcane.
Oh, okay. How did I not know that as DM?
I-
Former DM.
Dunno.
Because you didn't pay
Sure.
attention to anything.
You're probably right.
Your arcane focus is supremely magical, but those curses have settled in there nice and snug. All 3 of them.
And what were they
And-
all? Invisible
One was
blood.
the sink 1 inch when you step on a solid surface, and magnetism. You are
Which one?
entirely magnetic now.
The wrist form is now 1 inch shorter.
Yeah, I can live
One
with
shorter.
those.
Enemy blinks. What just happened?
Alright, your
Okay.
armor's curse free now. Enjoy!
Well, thank you.
How did you did this so quickly?
Magic. Of course.
Grandma will be like, yeah, he ended up cursing himself.
Ah. Are you sure this is okay?
He does not seem displeased about this turn of events at all.
Alrighty then. He seems to be in a good mood despite being cursed himself.
Well, he also did something supremely cool and unreasonable.
I suppose that's true.
The only one that's a slight annoyance is the magnetism, and even then, he could have fun with that.
Yes, good luck letting go of coins.
I don't think gold is magnetic, nor silver for that matter.
Yeah.
Copper is.
Copper maybe.
Well, the wording was anything metallic. As long as it's metal, it sticks. Because
Oh.
magic.
So it's magic magnetism. Well, that's going to be terrible.
Well, it's
Looks
a
like-
curse. Yes, it's a curse.
This one, you
Risforn
can just
is
dump
going
co-
to
you-
casually just touch Graham's sword
This is mine now.
and start walking away with it.
The sword disappears from your hand.
Well,
I don't
you
know
May be,
which
you
one.
may be surprised that your finger, for the moment it was touching the sword and started walking away with it, now had to carry the weight of the entire sword. Before it vanished.
Wait, actually, I need to check if I can do that yet.
In all seriousness, for like the purpose of the party and even for the viewers, should we do a recap so everyone's on the same page story-wise? Because I don't want there to be a lot of confusion.
Honestly, we have been MIA for like 6 weeks, and last session was
Just
No,
last week.
yeah, and last session was
Well,
in
not only that, but we've been all over the place with this campaign.
yeah. A recap would be nice actually.
But we can do that. You can sit down and prepare that and do that for our next session.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Sounds for the best.
Okay, so
All
no,
right.
I can't just yoink my sword away
Go on.
yet.
You
Graham's
cannot
gonna
make your sword disappear just yet.
so Graham's gonna try to resist that, him yoinking it away with magnetism.
Alright, I'll need a strength check to pull the sword free from Wristform's finger. You succeed.
Hey.
He's just gonna grin. This could be fun.
It could be heavy, but yes, it could be fun.
We just need to dump a bunch of copper coins on Risforn, and he has instant heavy armor.
He'll also be impossible to stealth with.
What are you talking about? If it's magnetized, then it's not like then it's probably, and it's strong enough that, like, you know, it's just sticking. Like, it takes a strength check to remove it. That shit's not jingling around.
Yeah, I would have to
against the other coins.
For once, I would have to agree with Graham on this. They would be so perfectly encasing me that there wouldn't be grinding of coins and such.
It really depends on the amount of metal, wouldn't it?
No,
And
because
how they were positioned when they stuck on.
because again, it'd be more because the coins aren't magnetized to. No,
Well,
I
I
guess
mean-
no. I guess the magnetism does go through other metal, so
And
it
either way-
could be like that.
How often do we actually try to stealth anywhere?
Good point.
Fair enough.
We don't have a
put-
lot of stealthy boys.
Alright,
All right,
well,
guys,
don't
let's
put
take the
any on your
stealthy
face.
approach. Clank, 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 clank.
Well, don't put any on your face. You will get blinded.
You guys are running in there like the Space Marines. Boom, 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 boom.
To be fair, we're
Also, wrist form. On your character sheet, I noticed that you are still level 6. No, wait, level 7. I mathed incorrectly.
How did you? What?
Well, while everyone's doing things, I was just checking to make sure that everything was cool. I'm not used to seeing people multi-class that much.
Right. Fair enough. He is multi-classed quite a bit.
Only into
Yeah,
3
actually-
different classes.
You
That's
gotta
a
count.
lot.
Didn't you give Rembrandt shit for that?
Well, yes. But at least mine are all focused on specifically magic. Whereas Rembrandt was what? Fighter, rogue, bard, or some kind of combination like that.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Yes.
Yeah.
All very versatile classes that aren't hyper specialized.
Sounds like a jack of all trades build.
Yes.
But
it
Risforn,
does.
on the other hand, is all magic.
Magicadu.
Speaking of,
Oh.
I still need to set up Risforn's spells and such.
Yes.
Well, I suppose if the curse is taken care of, I guess we can plan out our next move.
I have so many
Yes.
different spells and such.
So, what would the party like to do next? Since you could still talk to the professor about trying to find out why this happened, or you could talk to the mercenary captain to see what's new.
To the mercenary captain.
Sounds good.
Sounds very good.
He's probably not difficult to find.
I am just gonna combine my sorcerer and wizard spells.
Sounds like a good idea.
Just because my on my character sheet here, just because I've got both sorcerer, wizard, and then also mystic, and mystic has to have its own little section because it works differently from everything else, and yeah.
Oof.
It sounds like you've created a pain in the ass.
The biggest pain
No,
in the
he
ass
just made
is
himself.
the biggest pain in the ass is the fact that the mystic is a homebrew class, and so I have to manually type in every spell. Anyways, where were we?
Some of the party members wanted to talk to the mercenary captain.
That sounds boring.
Well, what would you like to do then?
I vote that we go to the beach.
There is technically the beach where you landed on post-dragon fight to repair your airship.
It's a little ways away, but we can make it.
Aren't there monsters in the sea that ate our boat?
Yeah,
Hey,
but
your boat?
we've got an airship. We'll just have the airship hover just a few feet over the land, and we'll go have a day at the beach.
What I mean is it safe to go into the water? It's not really much of a beach day if you can't go swimming in the ocean.
Oh, I'll go swimming in the ocean, no problem. As for monsters, I can think of at least one person here that, you know, we don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about because, you know, I just have to swim faster than you. Which I can.
Oof.
Well, I can't doubt your expertise at swimming, but I be sure.
You know, just because Zaire's not here to torture you doesn't mean that for you to torture doesn't mean you have to find someone else new to try to torture there.
I never tortured Zaire. Zaire and I got along very well.
You talking about the time where you forcibly kept him in a jar even though he tried very desperately to resist and even
That wasn't
fought you?
Zaire, that was... I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name either, but yeah, that was not Zaire.
Part of me wants to say Zale, but I feel like Zale is something completely different.
Are you actually evil, Zim?
No, I'm chaotic
Loki, yes.
neutral.
Risford is most certainly at least like neutral, leaning maybe towards evil.
Alright.
He's a
He plays chaotic neutral, which is really just diet evil.
I said,
It means that I get to enjoy being nice to people while
You're not
also
nice to
being
people.
evil.
when it serves his own interests, I guess.
That's
that
not
what you meant
being
to
nice
say?
to people. That's pretending to be nice.
No, he legitimately tries to help every now and then.
I don't remember a time where he legitimately tried to help anyone.
Crag?
Oh wait,
Maybe.
no, Crag. That was the one time.
he was really not. He was really nice to Craig. Honestly, I remember that.
I think Crag was the only person he was nice to.
Well. Alright, so.
He liked Craig because Craig do spell.
Yes, he certainly had an aptitude for it, even.
I think he
After
was nice to
some
Crag
training.
because he knew that he could be like, hey, you like me, so you'll basically like be on my side during arguments. I feel like even that had some kind of ulterior motive. Graham stares at Risforn.
Yeah, so some of you want to go talk to the mercenary captain. Risform wants to go to the beach spontaneously.
Why exactly do you want to go to the beach first farm?
I don't know.
It
I
could
just
be
feel
because he's
this
an otter.
ethereal. I just feel this ethereal push to go to the beach.
Ah, so you are possessed. Interesting.
Maybe it's just your otter instincts.
Probably.
To be fair, you guys have been at it for a while. You could use a vacation.
That is true, but I don't think it's time for that at the moment.
I mean, it is only the fate of this continent, possibly the world, who knows.
It's fine. It's fine. There's only sea monsters. You're fine. Just don't stay out too long. There's darkness.
It's fine. There's also some sort of weird bird thing that had a dragon possessed before. Probably won't be a problem.
Right, that thing too. Right.
Honestly,
Also, there's sea monsters.
honestly,
Fine, since you're all too pansy to take a vacation,
I mean,
I-
I'm staying here at the tower. I'm
we'll
going to have
go
plenty of
talk to
vacation
the damn
myself.
person.
You know, I
little
never said that we
mercenary
couldn't. I
captain.
was just
Let's
making sure
just
everyone was
go.
aware of all the things that could go horribly wrong. Because let's face it, we have terrible luck when it comes to this kind of stuff. Stuff seems to go wrong around
Are
us
you
a
guys
lot.
sure we can't just kick him out?
I mean,
Here's an idea.
you can
Why
hold
not?
the vote.
Why not just take the airship down to Fortitude or within their borders and go to the beach there, where it's probably safe?
So fair. There are beaches in some cities.
I mean, maybe we could go to the captain and then go to Fortitude, and then take a vacation then.
Don't you
Yes.
guys? Yeah,
Fine.
you guys even know a tabaxi and a kanku in Farah who own a rather lavish tavern now. They might even give you a free room. It's right by the beach.
Hmm.
Fine.
Come on, Richmond. You can wait a little bit longer. I honestly.
I just said fine. What more do you people want from me?
And
We
honest.
want a
acceptance.
sincere answer from you, Risforn. That's what we want.
I said fine.
Enemy is gonna wrap his
You
head.
sound like a parent who lost an argument.
Listen, just take it while you can. It's as good as you're going to get.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's go. All right, towards the captain. While the party is in a cherry mood, the enemy is looking kind of serious.
Dusty?
Yep. So they're approaching the captain then.
Yes!
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why
Well,
you needed us to.
we're waiting.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We
I'll
already
stop
said
when
it
you're
multiple
done.
times.
All right. Now that we're not being sidetracked by the beach. Yes. Hello. What can I do for you?
If you
Yeah, we were just
need,
wondering if you had
you-
some knew some going
Something the
on.
matter, Razim. Something.
Who's
if
Razim?
you need a break, if you need us to wait a moment, just put a
No.
door in front of us, and that's how you delay.
Yeah, just give it a door. We're gonna check it for traps, even if it's in our own camp, of course.
Yeah. Especially if
worry,
we don't
I've-
remember the door being there, you know? It's
Just put a
Don't worry.
easy
door.
to buy yourself time.
Just
Oh,
put a
don't-
door without a frame in the middle of the camp. It's just there.
You say
We
that, and I'm
all
already
fight the door
imagining,
thinking
wait,
it's a mimic.
enough. Oh my god. You people.
I haven't-
Anyway. What can I do
No,
for
no.
you?
Don't give them a mimic. They'll make it another pet.
Yes, but this is an angry mimic that will not stop until it is dead.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
I think it's been a while. I think the stream needs to see the animated GIF of the mimic.
I believe it's
I
still
have no
saved in the
idea.
marching order.
Is it?
In the party's marching order, I think it's still saved there.
Well, not
Oh,
the
yeah.
animated
Is it?
version, just the, yeah, that one's not animated.
It's actually somewhere in the Tales of Miraleth chat, but I could go and try and find it while we
Do
wait.
so.
I'm warning you, next time you pull out that mimic, I'm giving it a smoker voice.
Anyways,
Why are you
why are you giving it a voice, period? Mimics don't talk.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I'm
Oh,
like,
fuck
you're
with
giving
you.
us-
Hey there, Razim. Why don't you feed me some coins?
I'll need an appointment with a locksmith. It's important for mimics my age.
Please continue. Please continue.
And thus I have killed Moriarty. Moving on, mercenary captain. What do you need?
I have no idea.
Element.
These people wanted to talk to you. I don't know why. I wanted to go to the beach, but no. We have to go talk to you for some reason. So here we are. We're waiting for them to talk to you, but they don't want to talk to you. But I just want to go to the beach, damn it. I haven't had
I already
fish
asked
in
the
like 10
question.
days.
Okay, what?
I would like to know what's been going on while we've been running about.
Well, not much has been happening over here. I've expanded my company, got a proper one now. And we've been getting some contracts. I guess the newest ones have been in Blackwall.
Oh, what's that place like?
Sort of like a giant bastion against the darkness. You'll find pretty much all the strongest fighters there, as it's sort of the wall against the darkness, and they've held for a good long time.
Did you call it Blackwall?
Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
I was gonna say it's Brightwall.
Yes.
Blackwall's
thinking-
probably what it would be called if they took it over.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was thinking of a city in Skyrim that sounded similar.
Huh. Well, I guess we could go check it out.
Yeah, the latest contract was pretty weird, actually. They hired some of my boys to go down to the sewer to hunt for, what was it? A patch of darkness that stayed during the day.
I thought the dark. Well, I guess the darkness. There's no reason why the darkness couldn't survive in a dark place like a sewer, I guess.
The darkness.
Darkness, 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 darkness.
Also,
Kingdom Hearts. Darkness, darkness, darkness.
Also, I found the gift, guys.
Yes, it's a wonderful gift even now. And remember, it also turns into a cup.
But you can't really put anything in the cup, right? It was just a cup full of, like, tongue.
Yes, but at some point someone put Dusty in it and he vibrated.
I don't like those implications.
They are both odd. We'll agree to that much. Anyway, you've heard about his contract. Would you like to hear more details, or would you like to set off?
Element is gonna step.
I have a question. Has any of the people you sent into the sewer come back or reported anything?
Well, we got the mission. I sent them out. It wasn't that long ago, so they've probably not reached the city yet.
Element is gonna step forward and ask a question. How much would it cost to make another contract with your gang?
Well, we are getting a bit prominent, but I do know you guys. I suppose it depends on the contents. What sort of contract you're looking to make?
I'm just wondering if it would be possible to look for a missing person.
Missing person, you say?
Yes. What was Magnus' species again? Was
Pine Martin.
Huh?
Pine Martin.
Pine Martin. Yeah, there was this Pine Martin with us that was a pirate. He was part of our crew for a while, but during a especially arduous fight, he kind of threw himself off with our enemy and we haven't been able to find his body. I was wondering if it would be possible to try and look for him.
So is this a bounty or a find him alive sort of deal?
Find him alive.
Gotcha.
Hopefully.
I heard pirates, so
No, he wasn't Conrad. He wasn't our enemy.
all right. Where
Well,
did this happen?
Real quick, while we're on the topic of missing persons, Euphoria, didn't you come here to find someone?
That's right,
Yes, I
Euphoria.
did. Yes, I did. But I've had no success or any clues about his whereabouts, to be honest.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt to put in a contract if you have cash. I don't know.
That's actually a good idea.
It'd probably be easier the more hints I got, or I don't know, last seen here doing this, probably within this radius.
Element is gonna give a description of Magna as well as the general location where he fell around the lake nearby the tower.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
Hmm.
Any distinguishing features, articles of clothing, perhaps?
A cape.
A
There's
cape.
a pirate flag.
Mhm.
I guess that stands out.
If you want it, if you got there's another person inside the tower that could give you a better description of him. Do you know Captain Ward?
Too. He makes himself very known,
Yeah.
and he's charged out of here a few times, and come back looking quite satisfied with himself.
Yeah. He could probably give a better description of Magna than I could. We only know him for a short time, while Magna was with him for his entire life.
Gotcha, fanboy. All right.
That gif is never not funny.
It's like a dog.
And you could make your contact, but you could give the description of who you're looking for yourself, Euphoria, right now, if you want to.
How about 50 gold, and I'll tell you if we find anything or find him. Shouldn't be too far if he fell there, but was he, did he have any magic? Because people who fall off airships,
He was attached to somebody that could fly and had magic, and we never found the body, so I can only imagine he may still be alive.
Gotcha. Alright, I'll see if I can't, poke around about Pine Martins in capes named Magna.
All right, the 50 gold is a pretty reasonable price.
Alright.
All right, Element is handing out the 50 gold pieces.
He will take them and start writing up the mission details for his remaining men still here. Anything else?
Nope, I guess our next destination should be Brightwall.
If you want to take a crack at it, by all means.
Well, I think it feels like it'd be a little bit of a asshole move to just, steal a job out from underneath, people who already accepted it, unless they really just didn't want to do it.
Lots of people got the same contract because there's a lot of it. Supposedly.
Well, then, I guess that would be a reason to go.
To be fair, Bright Wall is a giant wall that spans miles wide. It probably has more than one sewer.
Oh yes,
If the
supposedly.
if the problem is spreading that far out that they're hiring like an army's worth of mercenaries, that seems like something we should definitely check out.
Oh yes, one last thing. There was odd, rapid corrosion along the insides of the sewers. Another reason they want this flushed out so that the damage does not get worse, and they can send workers down there to restore it. Just another bit you should probably keep in mind. Not quite sure what to make of that, but sounds odd, like something's eating the rock.
Huh. Does Graham have a thing for knowing what might eat rock?
Nature or survival, take your pick.
Let me see. Survival. Definitely survival.
Right? This seems interesting. Something that eats rock. Nothing comes to mind when you think sewer. However, asking a few more prominent questions, like what was the damage like, and he'll tell you it was spread out over a large surface, leads you to believe that this is not something that ate the rock intentionally. This sounds like some acidic creature.
Acidic creature that seems to just be wandering the sewers. Gelatinous cube.
Yeah, Latin. What?
Shrugs. I don't know.
I think that's I think that's an invisible like giant ooze.
Well, they said it was darkness, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard back yet.
Oh my god. An ooze controlled by the darkness? That sounds horrifying.
Barely.
Can it do that?
I
Can
have
it control
no
things
idea.
with no mind?
I don't know if it has. I don't know how much of a mind a gelatinous cube might have. I don't know if it's enough. I mean, it possessed. The darkness possesses wild animals. I feel like a gelatinous cube may potentially have at least that level of intelligence.
No, they generally
Potentially.
don't.
Ah.
You may be surprised, but the gelatinous cube may have the lowest intelligence score of any creature ever, with a score of 1.
Wow.
Alrighty, right. So it's basically an amoeba.
Yes.
Real quick question. I see a town called Gretchgard on the map. Is that all? Is that consumed by darkness? It looks like it is.
It's in the territory, but it is not consumed yet. When a town goes, we update our maps.
Well, our map is old. That's why I was asking.
Ah, yeah. No, it exists.
It seems like they have a real hard life.
They could leave if they want. They could probably just need to hire a lot of transport, but I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time there.
But you have to, the people have to go through there. I mean, it took us like What, almost a day just to get from the beach to here?
On foot, yes.
Well, how do you guys get around? Because I don't think any of those tunnels are here.
Horses, boy.
Hmm. I still feel like horses would take a day or two.
It is faster than foot, though.
It is. But horses can't run forever, and that's a very long distance.
Hmm.
Yes, it is. But not every spot of night is assailed by the darkness.
Pretty
Well,
sure-
as long as we have a torch or two.
I thought you needed a very special torch. Where are you getting these special torches?
I thought you just stopped in Korea.
Oh yeah. Damn, I've been at this tower too long. I'm getting rusty.
Well, if they're going to Brightwall, they'd still have to. It'd still be like at least like a day or two from even Korea to Gretchgard. I would assume, even on horseback.
We don't have to come at it from the front, you know.
I think there should be
I mean, if you
beetles in
take,
Korea.
I guess you could take a boat, but the seas are dangerous too.
Korea is known very well for its beetle travel.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they go to Korea and then go to Brightwall. Okay, that makes more sense.
I think Korea goes straight to Gretchgard, actually, from the beetle.
There's lots of tunnels all over, boy.
Hmm.
I suppose they could have made one to Brightwall while I wasn't looking. Anywho,
Yeah.
I
Don't
mean,
mind anything else?
whenever you were telling us about these before, Moriarty, you said that we could get to oh, what the heck was it?
Elra?
Yeah, Elra from Fortitude with these tunnels.
Oh yeah.
So I can't. I assume that this is basically like an underground road.
Basically, if you were going to go to Fortitude to Elra, you would actually make several stops. It would be probably first Farah, then Gretchgard. I believe part of that tunnel even goes under the water. Then to Goria, then to Alt Sheaf. And I think that there's another stop somewhere in Shine Rise before you hit Elra.
Shine Rise is a mountain range. That's what it looks
Yes.
like. Huh.
Yes, it's sort of ice-shaped, if I recall correctly. But the circular sort of mountain range, and then it goes sort of southeast and then northwest. It's basically the main reason Elra and Fortitude never got into a full-scale military conflict.
Graham thinks about this as, they have airships and normal ships.
I mean, they definitely did have airship battles all the time. As for Navy, I don't think Fortitude really went at Elra too much. Elra had a decent upper hand with the Navy, at least. But Fortitude definitely had, awesome fortifications, so, their Navy couldn't just go straight to Fortitude and take on the fortifications there, but they couldn't just march over the water and take on the Navy. So most of the battles were air battles.
Which were kind of a stalemate.
Yeah, basically.
These people depress me. Anyways, let's get a move on. Risforn, you're the captain, so...
You're not. Hey, Euphoria, you're not gonna ask about the person you were looking for to the captain?
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for them to just give their share first.
Oh, this is your moment, Euphoria.
Out of character. What are they doing exactly? Like, are they just gonna go look for them, or what are they gonna do?
Uh,
Or they're just gonna keep an eye out? What is it?
But I
they
just
will be seeking out Magna based on where he was last seen and fanning out from there, looking for any pine marten that meets the description that they will get from Captain Ward.
Oh, okay, they're just a search
And
party going around. Okay.
Yeah, I
And-
think he's asking if gives them she gives them who she's looking for. How they're gonna
Yeah.
go about that.
Well, they'll ask as many questions as they can, and probably when they're in a new town, ask the locals, have you seen this man? Or have you heard of this man? Basically, they'll ask around for you while they're taking other jobs. Which they will take on other jobs that will take them to other cities.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Okay, so Euphoria will go up to him and is like, there is one man I'm looking for. He's actually surprisingly stands out, considering he's kind of hard to find despite it all. He
Oh,
is
yeah?
he is a male rat, and he's blue, completely blue.
But a blue male rat.
Yes,
Okay.
completely blue.
What does he usually wear?
Mm, From what I recall, he wears like think of him like wizard robes or just robes. They can be fancy or maybe even just for dirt poor people. Mostly robe.
Okay, what color are these? Or does he just wear any robe he can get?
Blue, blue.
Blue robes. Alright.
Like I said, everything is blue.
WD, yes, let's go on. Mannerisms?
He tends to be pretty quiet, stay away from people. As you can see, my difficulty in finding him.
So
I do know that he should dabble in magic, alchemy, and polymorphing.
Right. Does he have any preferences on where he goes?
From what I can say, anything that can give him a chemical ingredients per se, like apothecaries or interesting landmarks that may have ingredients for such things.
Alright, so then.
He also stays close to bodies of water, and then that's it.
Port towns. Got it. Or by the coast. Does he set up a house or stay outside?
As far as I know, he just wanders outside.
Does he have a goal?
Not that I know of.
Right. Since he wears mage robes, I assume he's some sort of caster then.
Yes.
Alright. Care to get a bit more specific, or is that all you know?
That's all I know, unfortunately.
Blue Rat prefers to stay near the water, seems antisocial, wears robes, probably traveling by the coastline for something. What was the name again?
Name is Raharu.
Got it. All right. This one may take a little more since towns may not seem especially helpful anymore, and the location is unknown.
It's okay. Anything helps, and I mean anything.
All right. I'm gonna ask for 70 for this one, but we'll keep looking until we find something.
Sounds good to me. All right, then Newford will hand over the monies. 70, let's see.
Yep.
How much is one platinum worth? Is it 100 gold?
Was this correct?
Do they all just go by hundreds?
I know we were doing that for the Tuesday game. Guys, in this game, was a platinum worth 100?
Yes, I
It's
believe so.
10.
10?
Oh,
Yes.
10.
Everything was increments of 10.
Yeah.
All right.
1
Okay.
silver, 10 copper, 1 gold, 10 silver, 1 platinum, 10 gold.
Got it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And there's no electrolytes.
Because that is a dumb currency for dumb people.
I don't know what the actual currency is called, so I just call them electrolytes.
They're
Electrum. It's a mix
Ah.
of gold, and it's an alloy of gold and silver.
Yes, that fell out of style like the $50.
That sounds like it would just cheapen the gold. I guess you're adding
That-
more
that's
material
why it
to
fell,
it.
That's why it fell out of style, because when that was when the metals in a coin was actually important, because that's where they got their value from.
I mean, to be fair, in the D&D universe, they probably still get their value from the coin.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That's like medieval times. That's why Electrum isn't worth as much as platinum.
Electrum is a half a gold.
Oh, is it? I thought
Yeah.
it was like the 5 between gold and platinum. If that's half a gold, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's still a dim currency, so we'll not use it anyway. Let's proceed.
I'd like to melt all my gold and silver and make Electrum.
Ban. I would cancel you.
All right. I guess we have a destination then. We should use the airship to head to Brightwell. What's it called? Or are
Yes,
we going
right. Well,
You know, technically speaking, that would make you lose money.
The gold silver alloy.
Melting your gold and silver coins into Electrum.
Yeah, because you'd be literally cheapening the gold and like barely raising the price of the silver. Also, the freaking effort and energy that would go into making that—it's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
Assuming
know
that
it's
you
not.
don't have to put in any effort or energy, if you just take 1 gold and 1 silver, combine them to get Electrum, you would have
you'd get 2
two
Electrum pieces from the 2 coins.
Yeah,
But
2
you'd be out of
Electrum.
silver then.
Yeah, so you'd be out of silver every time you did that.
It's not worth it. Just cut a gold piece in half. That makes way more sense. Anywho, so y'all are heading off.
I don't think I also don't think that works, because the reason why the coins are minted is because they have an assumed like amount of the metals in them, because based off of like who minted them.
Anyways, so y'all are heading off then?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I probably won't see you lot for a while, I suppose I could offer one last song before you go, or if you're much, much too eager to get on your way, you could just head off.
I mean, I'm up for a song. Your music is always welcome.
It's the
It's true.
singing boy.
The what?
You do the song, man.
I do sometimes. So I assume that's a yes.
Yes.
I said yes.
Fine.
I suppose.
I have a... All right. I do have one nice little song, nice little uplifting tale. It's not exactly the future sight as you were all so used to, but a nice little story, I suppose, to send you off on your way. If you will, with the music. Mr. Zim,
What?
the background music.
What about it?
It's
Oh,
still
you
playing.
want it louder?
No,
No.
opposite. In fact,
I mean, if you want me to sing over the background music, I can.
There you go.
Much appreciated. In a pleasant wooded valley lived a huntsman tall and able. He relied on skill and cunning for the food upon his table. He would walk the forest shadows with his little son in tow, teaching him the archer's art and all that he should know. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. In the valley there was freedom, and a man was left to living. But as year gave way to year, the ruling men grew less forgiving. On a day as black as death, a governor to rule them came, turning landsmen into slaves, and Gessler was his name. In the center of the village, Gessler set a lofty pillar, and he ordered every subject, be he serf or be he miller, to do homage to the hat that Gessler placed atop the pole, or to forfeit to the crown his life, if not his soul. But the huntsman William Tell came into town the morning after. William heard of Gessler's orders and could only roar with laughter. Honest men should hold the rank above a petty autocrat. I would never bow to him, I'll not bow to his hat. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Gessler's soldier seized the huntsman and his little son for treason, but the people of the village cried for mercy and for reason. Gessler stays the execution, but a cruel test contrives. Prove to me your skill, and you may ransom back your lives. For I have heard it said you have no peer with longbow and with arrow, that your shaft can find the quickest hare and fell the smallest sparrow. On the head of your young son I'll place an apple ripe and red. Split it with one shot, or at my word you both are dead. William went up to his son and said, I swear I will not hurt you. Courage will not bow to fear, nor shall this evil conquer virtue. Turn your face towards our home, and stand as still as any tree. I will split the apple, we shall both be home and free. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Now every tongue was still and silent as the archer paced the distance. Gessler's soldiers lined the square, and there was no hope of resistance. William knocked a single arrow, pulled his shoulders back and drew. Then the arrow sang and split the apple clean in two. Well, all at once the crowd erupted into cheers and into chatter, and the second arrow fell from William's quiver with a clatter. Gessler said, "Why hold two arrows when I bid you shoot but one? That one would have found your heart if I had shot my son. Take the archer now and hang him," Gessler to his men was crying. But before the soldiers moved, the archer and his son were flying. From the shelter of the wood, the hunter loosed his final dart. Gessler died with William's arrow buried in his heart. So keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow.
Clap, clap, clap,
Wow.
clap, clap, hand.
That means we-
Woo! Very nice. Good job, Moriarty.
that was wonderful.
Of course. Thought it'd be good to end on a
Yeah.
high note. At least till you come back.
Very appreciated.
Wait, we're
Indeed,
coming back?
Thank you.
I assume you'd come back here at some point. I mean, don't we need to head up
Hopefully.
north to do something with Starfall or something?
I thought you weren't
We
involved in
do.
that.
I mean, I'm still going to show up. It's going to be one hell of a song.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of singing there, but
No,
guess
I
if you
need to
say
be there
so.
so I can witness it, so I can write the song, because I don't know about everything that's going on anymore.
you
Yes,
confuse
he
me.
wishes to profit off of our lives for the rest of
Exactly.
his.
Oh, where's my royalties?
Royal what?
Royalties.
I just sang a song about not bowing down to tyranny.
Well, yeah, this isn't tyranny. This is royalty.
I don't think you're royal.
What he's saying is, if you make money, he should make money.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to make tons of money.
Why do you say that?
You're probably going to be saving this continent, if not the world. I'm fairly certain there's going to be something in it for you. Even if you don't intend for there to be.
Maybe.
I'm just going to make you all legends, and also probably make some money along the way, but that's unimportant. You don't shout at town criers for crying the news of heroes doing great deeds.
Well, yeah, but they're not profiting off of that. They're just saying it.
That's their job. That is how they make profit.
Yes,
just
but they're
saying the
told
news.
And I'm singing the news.
That's not how that works. We're not paying you to sing about our lives. Other random
I make
people are
my
paying.
money. I make my money from audiences.
Yes, town criers don't do that. They're paid to tell certain things to people. as many
I'm
people
doing
as
this
possible.
completely for free of your benefit. You will be known throughout the land, and you want more from me?
I'm just saying things, man.
No respect for the craft.
Lost some gold his way, though.
This would be
I
like
mean-
asking someone who made a playwright about you to start paying you for because you did the deed.
Yes.
Or if someone wrote a book about you.
Again, you're saying all
yes,
things.
we should get money for that.
That sounds preposterous to me.
After we're dead, by all means, the person can have that money. I don't care then.
Well, if you die spectacularly, I'll sing of that too.
Great. But, you know, when you are profiting and I'm still alive, I expect money.
Tell you what, if you want to come with me to every tavern I go to just so that you can take a portion of what I'm getting, by all means. If that's how you want to grow old, is on your life on the road, singing songs, by all means.
No, you just send me a portion of the money you make and we call it good.
I don't think we actually have do you even have like a place for him to send it to?
Did ye? Did ye?
Yes, hello.
I
Is
want
my
to...
microphone crapping out?
No, I can hear you now. I want to develop a spell that whenever Moriarty sings about any of us, we all get a share of any money that he is given.
I want no part. I want
You
no
want
part
to make
in
a
this
spell
spell.
to actively rob one person.
Not rob. Gain our
Hey.
rightful royalties.
I want no part in this.
Also,
spell.
don't forget there was who was it? Toya? Toya, yes. Toya. He got a thing that stole money from him to pay off his debts.
Well,
That
I
was
don't remember
Tato.
that part of the campaign.
Tato. Yeah, that's right. Tato.
That was a
it.
different thing.
It was, but it's still a similar concept.
It was done by Greaves, though, who's like...
No, it was done by the hospital where he got a surgery, where he actually stole a leg that was intended for a little child, and
I mean, he technically didn't steal it. It was given to him by mistake.
he stole it.
A leg.
He didn't. He was unconscious.
They would not let him. He would not let them take it back.
And then I guess that would be stealing.
Yeah. Anyways, Digi, I
mean-
want to develop a spell to have royalties paid to me, as well as anybody else in the party that wishes to receive them.
Okay, I guess this would fall under the category of curse, then.
Graham, I believe that we may need to work together on this spell. A curse.
You guys know that Moriarty can just not sing about you guys if you guys don't want him to, right? Because I don't think this curse is gonna motivate him.
This is what...
I mean,
I
I'm okay
mean-
with him not profiting off of me.
I mean, I don't really care, but I'm just saying that Risforn does have a point that, you know, if he's like making shitloads of money off of, you know, singing about us,
You
and,
think
like-
I'm going to make shitloads of money off of this? You're hilarious.
I'm using it. I'm exaggerating a bit, but
I will make
yeah.
enough to eat and sleep and continue my travels as all my songs do. I am
Yes.
not well paid. I am not living out of a mansion. Thank you. If you want me to start personally sending you copper for the songs, I can start doing that.
Yes, I do.
I
All
mean,
right,
I
here,
don't
he
really,
just
I
tosses
don't really
one copper
care.
at you.
I
I
will peel it
mean,
off of
how about
myself and
this?
put it into my money pouch.
How about this, Moriarty? I will settle for if we're in the same tavern as you, for some, in some random place, if we ever meet, you can so some of your singing money can go to paying for our rooms
Tell you what,
and,
if you
and a
manage to
meal for the
save the
night.
world, I'm fine with that. That's, I guess, my way of paying you back for saving everyone, even though you'll probably get paid for that.
I mean, you still owe me your life in a very literal sense.
For what? Oh, yes. But I was supposed to die, so really, that's...
Yes. So why are you arguing with me wanting coppers? Not very grateful of you.
It just seems so petty.
I mean, if you want me to just kill you and be done with it, I can.
No, you can't kill Moriarty now. It's too late for that. You missed your opportunity to let that happen. You gotta live with it.
Well then, what is the problem? You know what, better idea. I'm gonna enlist you in the Ministry of Magic.
Do I get paid for this?
Yes, your payment was your life.
I'd like to be paid in cash to sustain my life.
Oh, you'll be provided room and board.
Remember that you're singing.
And I'm going to be honest, room and board honestly just sounds pretty good to begin with, so that's already a step up from what I got.
Great. Alright, now that that's settled, shall we be off?
Yes, please let us end this conversation already and just go.
Actually, there is the point of what your duties will be within the Ministry of Magic. So first off, obviously, you do have magic yourself, so you'll be able to assist there. You'll also be required to provide entertainment for various meetings and feasts and such that we will likely have. I'm sure
Sounds
you'll be
like
okay with
normal.
that. Yeah. And then also, we will probably need to study you a little bit, figure out how your immortality works, your previous ability to see the future, those need to be
But
understood.
that's all gone.
Why don't you observe the Bat Boy?
I mean, I don't have his life to hold over him.
Moriarty, I think maybe you should just go into hiding from Race Farm.
Also, I
you
think
don't have my life to hold
think-
over me too. It's
I
not
mean,
like I'm a slave.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Moriarty asked you to save him necessarily, which means you kind of just did it on your own accord. Which I don't think necessarily entitles you to owing to him, to basically controlling his life.
I'm not one of those weird people who swear a life debt.
Enemy it rubs his fingers together.
Tell you what, I'm willing to work with you in your ministry within reason.
Well, yes, of course, within reason.
Within reason. I'm actually honestly willing to do that since, you did save my life. I gotta give you that. I didn't ask you to. I'm not going to allow you to use that to make me do anything you want, but working with the ministry honestly just sounds like a step up, so I'm fine with working with that in reason.
Excellent. Glad we came to an arrangement.
We haven't done that yet technically, but for the meantime, we'll just say I'm freelance.
We'll talk about
Graham
it.
starts heading to the airship.
Oi, where the hell do you think you're going?
We can talk while we go to the place.
No,
Yeah,
you all
because
can. I'm sticking
Moriarty.
here.
Yeah, we can't talk to Moriarty about this.
Let's talk about it later then.
Why?
It's not like the world has to be saved or anything.
Exactly. That will wait for us to do whatever we want. Like we could go fishing. It'll just be waiting for us. So
As we're talking to Moriarty.
Yeah, it'll just wait while we're doing this conversation.
It's only slowly eroding away at the civilizations that gently remain.
Nah, not how it works. The big
be
bad evil
surprised.
guy always waits for the hero.
I don't think that's correct at all.
I don't even know if there's a big bad evil guy, to be completely honest.
We'll
Well,
figure it
the
out
guy
when we get there.
crashed
The
into the
guy
ship?
controlling the dragon is probably pretty. The controlling the darkness dragon is probably pretty close to a big bad evil guy.
Potentially, but it seems like you're just dealing with a force of nature at this point.
Yeah, he's pretty sus.
Like I'm not going to sit here and believe that one person who's controlling one dragon is controlling legions upon legions of continent-wide spread darkness.
Did I ever
So,
say that? No,
we
I
have
just said that
had-
he's using it to do evil.
We have had Influence redeemed that Wired wants a replay of Moriarty's performance at the end of the stream.
Oh, sure, I can do that.
But fine,
Wonderful.
you guys won't let me go to the beach. You won't let me talk to Moriarty. Fine, we'll just
Aren't you-
go.
Aren't you all going to the beach anyways? Just once
Yeah.
you get there?
Yeah, we told you.
No,
to go
we're
in.
Yes,
heading
that-
away from the beach.
We're going to Brightwall, which is right next to the shore, Risforn.
Is that the
Yeah,
exact
that's how we
part
were
of
going to the
Brightwall
beach.
that we're going to?
It can be.
I mean, we can still go to the beach if you really want to.
I thought we were.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is-
great Digi in the sky. Is
It is
that
your-
the place we're going?
it is-
Yes, we're going to Brightwall.
That's not Digi!
Digimon, come on, answer him.
Yep.
Digimon.
Who? Who?
DM.
Okay. No. The section of Brightfall with the mission is not, in fact, very close to the beach.
But Brightwall itself is like right on the shore.
As has been established, Brightwall
Yes.
stretches across the continent, or at least a large portion of it.
It
Yes,
goes from
this is
shore
correct.
to shore. It goes
And we
from
have an
literally two shores.
airship. We can easily go to the shore from anywhere that Brightwall is.
Yes.
But the part of Brightwall that we're wanting to go to is not near a beach. So I'm not getting to go to the beach. So let's just
It
go,
is-
because none
That
of you
would
want
be
me
like
to
an-
have a relaxing time. So I'm going to get more stressed, and I'm going to start throwing fireballs randomly. So let's go!
Once we get to Brightwall, it's going to be what? Maybe an hour flight on the airship to get to a beach?
No,
What
not
What are
wanted
one.
you
a-
complaining about?
Okay, I
We've
need to
walked
pick up
further than that.
silence. I just need to get
Zim's
that
new
spell.
favorite spell, silence.
Honestly, I'd be fine with with taking a detour to the beach. It's really needed race form.
Our airship has almost been destroyed. We've almost had multiple people killed. We've got Crag and Zyre running off to do who knows what. I deserve a damn vacation.
Yeah, I can imagine that must be very stressful for a captain.
That does sound fine.
I think Risforn's just upset that Crag left him.
That is pretty sad.
We were supposed
That'd
to
be
grow old together.
Bum, bum, ba-dum.
You realize we've got that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. There it is.
Yep. That's it right there.
Which one is it? A lose horn. Gotcha. I'll start spamming that.
By the way, digging this near soundtrack.
My hamster is getting antsy. If we be
Oh, boy.
adventurers, let us adventure.
Well, Wired has redeemed for
All
us
right.
to have a vacation. So
All right.
we'll do that on the next episode. Since
Yes,
we're almost
the
done with this
vacation
one.
episode.
Beach episode, beach episode, beach episode.
Yeah, we'll have our typical beach episode, and that's where we'll also have a recap of literally everything.
Sounds like a good idea.
This is also going to be the one that is banned.
Oh yeah.
For not safe for work content.
What are you talking about?
You know that one Pokemon episode that had like a beach episode that got like banned in the US or something?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
The James.
Wait, what?
Yes.
The one where Jane got inflatable tits.
Yes, that one. Thank you
That's
for
the
spelling
one.
it out.
And we're banned.
Okay.
You're just gonna see Moriarty in this
Somehow he's there.
with inflatable tits.
Inflatable something.
Anywho. Let's continue.
Woof. Oh, why did I play into that? Why was I a part of this?
Why? You didn't have to be. No one had to participate, yet you all did.
Moving on.
Yeah, Element is just waiting at the airship, and whatever everybody else can come.
Yep.
Quick question. Does Element worship a deity?
Yes,
Which
Was it-
one?
Bahamut.
Yes. that's the
Excellent. Excellent.
Hmm.
He was buddies with Sidir?
That would be Bahamut, I do
No.
believe.
Sidir was the one who also worshipped.
I
Bahamut.
thought they both worship Bahamut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. That's what I was
Then
saying.
why are you
They were
telling me
buddies.
no? It was City Air.
No, I'm not saying it. No, it was Sidir. I'm saying Sidir also did that, and that's why he was friends with Sidir.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're back on the airship, headed
Bingo.
out.
Yes, you are heading towards Brightwall now, and someone comes out to greet you.
Wait, how long does it take us to get to Bright Wall?
I'm not sure how long it would take, but probably a day or two.
Let's see. It was 3 days to Elra, I do believe. So probably closer to 2 days, if not 3, because they're about the same distance apart, I do believe. No, Bright Wall is a little closer.
To GPM.
Yep.
So, we going?
Mm-hmm.
We're on the airship. We're flying.
Yep.
Flying.
Yeah. Did you? You said someone was doing something on the ship?
Yes. As the airship takes off, the doctor you met on the train, some of you have not met her, comes up to say hello again. happy to see a few more familiar faces. It's
Graham
Elena.
waves hello. Good to
Hi.
see you.
So, this is your world, huh?
Yes.
Been hearing a lot of interesting stories. Like how magic is much more prominent in this world. But I've been meeting some nice people on board. That bird is very friendly, it's a little bit cryptic.
Bird. Bird. I'm trying to think. Oh, wait, I think I remember.
We don't have a bird.
You do. He's below decks.
What?
I've been having some very nice tea with him.
Graham
We
is
have
gonna
a
go.
stowaway on my ship?
Is he not? I think he's fine. Nobody seems to pay any attention to him.
Graham is
I'm
gonna go
willing to
meet the
storm down
bird.
the stairs.
Very well.
Unwavering purpose.
Graham will probably motion to Element to follow, mostly because Element's probably about the
Enjoy
only
your
person who
stay.
might be able to help restrain Ristforn.
Yeah, and we'll do that.
Moriarty, you're up.
All right. Well, as you walk down the stairs, you just notice a black feathered bird, as mentioned before, wearing some rather common robes, sitting at one of the tables, casually drinking from the tea. The brim of his hat is rather wide and long. Doesn't seem to actually really have a top, as it kind of just rests sort of in a ring around his head, but does a fair job of obscuring his face for the most part. He gently sips some tea as he sits there.
Okay,
Who
who
are
are
you?
you, and what are you doing on my ship without my permission?
I swear, we have the worst security around here.
Well, they're just
Yeah.
a bunch of clone dogs, so what do you expect?
They're
Glances
dogs.
his-
Nobody sniffed. Oh, well, yeah, it's just terrible.
Glances his head up softly. Your ship.
Yes, my ship.
He is the captain.
I thought this was the king's ship.
Not anymore.
Yeah, we kind of claimed ownership of it whenever he kind of sent us on the ship, assuming that we'd get shot down. Or
Have you made him aware of that?
I mean no, but again, if you're gonna send us out, full well knowing that we're gonna probably be shot down by pirates because you put us on on a ship, I feel like that's good enough reason to claim it as our own.
Oh, holy
Well,
crap. Real quick. Kino or Kaino, thank you so much for that donation.
When
Dusty?
you noticed, it was quite substantial.
Yeah, the donation goal has been completed.
The full one?
Interesting.
Not the full moving part. We are about $50
Ah.
short on that. But
Nice!
the donation goal for this game has been.
Wonderful.
But thank you so much for that, Kino. Okay, cool. Anyways, back to the game.
Claiming things that aren't exactly yours could be quite dangerous.
Just consider it a tax on being a prick.
Enemy
Two-
isn't going to say Enemy isn't going to say anything about the situation.
To be fair, the king sent us on a suicide mission, So technically, as far as he's concerned, this ship and us have been killed and destroyed. So therefore, he's not expecting it back.
Yet you still sail with it.
Under a new
magnanimous
name, new
dispensation.
paint, we've replaced the balloon. Technically, probably about 75% of this ship is new.
He shrugs softly.
Well,
Well, it
hold
definitely
on.
is beneficial for your needs.
Keto, thank you!
Did you just finish it?
He did. Thank you so
Ah.
much.
Very kindly.
Very much so.
This boy's going for some art.
Actually, Kino is new, and I don't think they know about the art yet.
Oh, damn.
So,
Here's some
Kino,
art.
make sure you
No,
join
what?
the Discord. Well, right now, with the
If you-
move coming up until Friday, donations of $50 or more are getting art.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
I dropped $100
It's
for a
up in
rep
the-
sheet.
It's up in the news channel. You dropped $100 to commission a ref sheet. I want to specify
Yeah,
that.
basically, yes. I'm probably going to pay even more.
You will be getting the chibi art, but you can at least use that as part of the ref sheet because it works.
Oh, that's awesome. I wasn't expecting to get any chibi art at all.
I mean, technically you still donated, and you'll need to pay for the ref sheet separate. So
I will
Right.
say thank you for donating while I was DM. Very kind of you.
That means he gets paid too.
oh yeah.
It doesn't have to be right away.
A magnanimous dispensation.
What the heck?
What are you guys? Okay, thank you.
Woshin, thank you so much.
Salute!
Well,
Aren't they
thank
the
you,
right
everybody.
Sam
At
is,
this point, he's going to buy his way into one of our games.
Sam is having a good time.
You guys are crazy today.
Stick around till the end and you'll hear my performance again if you didn't hear it the first time.
It's true. It's beautiful.
And you know what? I also remember I was supposed to give Moriarty that song I sang while he wasn't here because he was curious about my performance.
That
I
was
was.
adorable. I liked it.
Me too.
We can do that at the end, though.
Yes. Unless the viewers are so inclined, at this point we could just do something for them. They've been very kind today.
They have been.
Indeed.
It's true.
Donations to Razim help him and therefore help the group.
Help the group, help the community, help the stream. He's going to have a much easier time moving now.
Yes.
I am extremely grateful for it. Thank you all so much.
You deserve it, Sam. You're a cool dude.
Anywho, I'm sure the ship works fine for your needs.
So who are you? And
I
how
don't
do you-
think you've answered the question of who you are yet.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask. I don't doubt how you got inside here because this ship has the worst security ever. But who are you?
And why are you here?
Well, you are the individuals who happen to have sent off a certain dragon and have been seen flying about, going about, doing all sorts of spectacular things, right?
Again, you're answering our question with a you're answering our question with a question. That's please answer the question.
I kind of vote that we just throw him into the brig now.
I think that's a little extreme until
You got a
assuming
point.
unless
We should
unless he keeps refusing to answer the very simple questions we asked.
He already did refuse to answer them.
Yeah.
I said continues
Either that or we can throw him off the ship.
To be fair, it is rather wise not to trust everyone who you come into meeting, especially not in your own home.
We see, he agrees with us.
I mean, I'm not trusting him. That's why I want him to answer who he is and what the hell he's doing here.
Personally, I'm just here to see you all progress.
Okay, I am now fully on board for throwing him in the brig.
Guys, he's cool. I think. I'm not bleeding when I look at him.
Okay, I'm
Sips the tea.
guards! Crew! People! Get him off my ship!
Well, it's
I
quite
would like to
unnecessary.
question him a little bit.
He's not answering any questions, so...
I mean,
be
has
fair,
that stopped you from getting answers before?
We don't want another arm being ripped off situation, so
Yeah, so I'm trying to take the nicer route of just kicking him off my ship. If you guys
Fair
want me to
enough.
go to my normal interrogation methods, I will. But see, I am nice sometimes.
I don't think throwing someone off of a moving airship just because they're a bird is
We haven't even
necessarily
left!
nice.
We haven't even left yet.
I mean, he is a bird. He'll be fine. He'll just fly away.
The second we
I
got
mean,
on the
Kenku
ship,
Kenkus are birds and they can't fly.
we have not taken off yet.
yeah, we're not off this we're not off the ground yet. So
Okay, then I have no
He'll be
problems with
fine.
throwing the man off the airship.
Great.
If a name is terribly so important to all of you, you could call me Cray.
Yes, it is important that we know who the hell you are and what you're doing here when you are on our ship.
Name tells
Specifically,
you very little.
mine.
That's why we
why I
also had the
said
follow-up question
why
of why the
you're
hell are you here?
Okay, I'm done. Element, Euphoria, would you two mind removing him?
Yes,
Please.
Captain.
Thank you.
Stands up softly.
Element?
yes, I will.
Colin, you grab one side, I'll grab the other one.
You
Mhm.
don't need to grab me. I'm perfectly capable of walking.
All right, then we shall escort you out.
He gives a nod and starts walking out.
Euphoria will follow and just escort him out.
Mhm. Element follows along.
So, Cray, what does bring you inside here? She asks as he walks with her. With him.
Oh, I just happen to know a lot about the darkness and know that you are currently in a persisting fight against it, and but wanted to assist, but you do not seem to desire such.
Do you know any of us by any chance?
Any of you?
I like how he
Yes.
couldn't have said any of that before when we asked him why he was here and kept giving evasive
You're
answers.
being too forceful.
Like an asshole. I don't think asking who you are and what are you doing here is too forceful.
It does make it easier for one to talk when one is not being shouted over by two other individuals.
That is true. So, do you know any of us by any chance?
Not in person.
Okay. Then
The
that is.
fox often sings of you.
Oh, do you know Moriarty?
Not in the slightest.
I see.
Oh my god, someone who doesn't know
If you want an
Moriarty.
audience, if you want an audience with any of us, or to just speak to us, you should just come forward with us. Did any of the guards let you in by any chance? Maybe were you invited? I can see them doing that mistake, judging who they are.
Yeah, why did you? Why exactly were you inside the airship? What is your motive being here?
He already said it.
Say it one more time. Sorry.
That was the darkness, and you're fighting the darkness.
Yeah, he has
the
info, and he can give it to us. Or
The
has
ship
it.
looked a lot like the Royal Rainbow, which had been seen in battle fighting a dragon of darkness, which definitely piqued my interest.
I see. Yeah, that was definitely us.
Yes, indeed. So that's what I'm saying. Did any crew member invite you by accident or intentionally?
Oh, absolutely not. I absolutely simply came onto your ship, did not seem to be questioned at any point, and went down and had some tea and a wonderful conversation with this individual who claims to be a learned scholar, I believe is a good word.
For some
Before we
reason,
just rubber
I'm just
temples and
getting...
just the incompetence of this place.
I'm just getting visions of, like, Beetlejuice from all of this. Were you invited by somebody? Oh, no. Well, actually, yes. I mean, they said my name 3 times, so here I am. But no, they didn't really invite me.
But nobody told him to stop or leave. Nobody of the dozens of people we have here. Very well. Well, Captain has spoken, so we are escorting you outside. I would recommend to ask for an audience with him properly, and I'm sure he talked to you then. Or I could just tell him, let him know what's going on, and I'm sure he'll change his mind, or at least give some thought.
Very well. Should we just turn around right now then?
Give me a moment. Element, just go ahead and tell Risform what's going on, and I'll just keep an eye on her.
All right, and then we will go back to tell Richmond about the conversation we just had with the Cancun.
Thank you.
And he couldn't have said this while he was in here before. Why?
Yeah, that was my question.
Out of character, that was the plan, just to kind of ease him into it and then just talk to him about it. Because he was in a strange position.
He was in the position to answer, like, whenever he said, hey, whenever we asked, hey, who are you? And what are you doing here? He could have said, hey, this is my name. I'm here because I know a lot about the darkness, and you seem like you could use a person like me.
Instead of just saying...
Which was a mistake.
And instead of just asking us questions.
Asshole?
Yeah, which was a mistake.
Yeah, and let me just shrug his shoulders.
Very well, I will have an audience in my quarters.
And then he goes back to say that it's okay for him to come.
All right, Ryufora will escort him to Risform's quarters. Follow me, please, Cray.
And he follows along.
He follows along as well.
I'm finally actually adding all of my psionics stuff to my character sheet. No, the stuff I've had for 2 levels, but never actually added.
How silly.
Heal.
Anyways, Risform will come in after an appropriate amount of time and take a seat behind his desk. And by an appropriate amount of time, I mean, several minutes. Gotta make them wait.
Well, Cray, be respectful, answer questions, and if he does have a tendency to shoot lightning at you, so just keeping that in mind and be ready for it.
That is unfortunately true. Don't worry, I can take one for you if that happens.
No, Element. Allow him to take the hits for himself.
It's
Well,
an
it
surely
all
will take care of
depends
your
on
body,
his
though.
answers.
It's an interesting dynamic.
That is why
you
I told
present
them
yourselves
to
with.
be courteous and answer all questions.
Very good.
Very
Thank
well,
you
he's
both.
all yours.
My
You
paladin
both
is
can stay. Now then, what do you have to offer this crew?
Teachings, knowledge, perhaps more down the line. It's very curious to see how you maintain yourselves as it is.
Sorry, give me a moment. Apparently, something is wrong with the bot again.
It's alright. You probably would just stand next to just RIS4 and just post it.
Alright, so anyways, what were we... Repeat what you had said, please.
I offer teachings, perhaps information that you would otherwise not know. Information, of course, is always valuable. And I'm not defenseless.
I have a question. How did you come across this knowledge of the darkness? Because no one seems to know jack shit about what it actually is.
The darkness is very much a beast, much like anything else. If you observe it for
Do you
long
mean
enough,
a
you
beast
notice...
in a literal sense or in a cryptic asshole sense?
I'd appreciate not being interrupted. As I was saying, the darkness is very much like a beast, as in to be compared to such. If you observe it for long enough, you notice patterns within it, and various tendencies. Things that it starts to do out of its very nature, oftentimes can be used. That as well, you tend to learn things as you see these natures develop. If you've taken the time to even look at your enemies and study them, you may begin to learn some things. Or have you never thought to do such, and you've simply cut down every enemy who stood before you, as though they were a blade of grass?
It's kind of hard to observe something that can potentially possess you.
Not if you do so in an intelligent manner. By all means, I'm not suggesting you go stick your face in their face and see what you can find. There are ways to observe things without risking one's own self.
I'm personally not the observing kind, so I never really thought about it that way.
Most of the situations have always been tied to survival, so going beyond that has been pretty hard in many of our encounters.
Indeed.
But you do have a point, though. In order to go further, we must understand our enemy.
Indeed, indeed.
Good. Then I've already started to serve my purpose.
What sorts of skills, aside from knowledge, do you offer?
As I said, I'm not defenseless. I very much know how to defend myself. Observing such creatures as the darkness often requires one to be able to do so. You know that they're not very hard to deal with on a personal basis. At least,
Yes,
not
but
the small
how
ones.
are you not defenseless?
He just nods to a staff he'd been holding that just didn't seem important, but he has a freaking staff.
I believe he's insinuating he has some kind of martial prowess.
Okay, what sort of skills have you trained in?
He furrows his brow softly. What, could you be more specific as to what you're inquiring?
What sorts of skills have you trained in for combat?
Trained in for combat?
Yes.
Well, when it comes to dispatching enemies and things of the like, simply striking at weaker points and using general weaknesses that you can observe for such creatures, making use of those weaknesses and then stunning and either overwhelming or using simple force at the right point can often make an enemy fall.
Graham's gonna look at Rishforn. I feel the intense urge to slap this man with the flat side of my sword.
Risford is doing exactly what I am doing in real life right now, and that is rubbing my forehead and just...
That will knock on the wall to get everyone's attention. It sounds like what I did. These would be monastic traditions. I believe the term you're looking for is he is a trained hand-to-hand combatant, a monk.
See, is that so hard for you to just tell us?
I personally do not feel as though the description, as simple as the word monk, is doing it justice.
There's a terrible amount of nuance to it.
I mean, saying just martial, you know, hand-to-hand martial combat would have also sufficed in the how you defend yourself.
I do often make use of a weapon.
Okay, if you're gonna be part of this ship, you're gonna need to be straightforward. Understood?
He cocks his head softly. Straightforward.
Be more succinct with the things you're saying.
Instead of making us have to drag it out of you like yanking out teeth.
I'm giving you all the answers you've asked for.
Helena clears her throat. What they're asking for is simpler terms.
Yeah, I'd prefer all answers not come in a cryptic haiku.
Well, it's how you interpret the answer.
I understand that, but he's saying vague, cryptic things, which can lead to misunderstandings.
Well, it's what makes sense to him, is what it is.
However, it does not make sense to us, and the problem here is, how is his knowledge that he supposedly has about the darkness going to do us any good if he's not forthcoming with them?
Well, I can understand him, but I see your point.
My
I get
apologies.
the
I
gist.
had simply assumed that spellcasters and that like would have been more accepting of speech that was directed towards them.
Okay,
I
none of
I
this.
don't
None
mind
of
the
this. I don't care about eloquence. I care about straightforward. If you mean something, you say that.
Richform is a very unusual caster.
Yes, he is very function for function's sake.
Graham is like, eloquence is fine until you throw in the crypticness. Because you're not saying things in a straightforward manner, even with big words. You're being very cryptic and vague while using big words.
Many times life comes at us in an unstraightforward manner. You seem to have survived this far.
Thank you very much for your application, but I don't think we're going to require your services on board. Enjoy your life.
If I may, Captain, he does say he has information that we do not have, which is very valuable, as you know.
It would be valuable if he would actually give it to us. That is the problem.
It would, the
It
problem
looks like
is
he is willing, but as you seem being able to coexist and understand other creatures of not just those that give you things straightforwardly is part of the challenge of being able to move forward.
it's
If we
not
just back
about
out immediately just
straightforward.
because of him,
Again,
we
it's
are
not
gonna
about
have people
it's
around
not
it,
about
but-
whether he thinks straightforward. It's about whether he answers in a clear manner. And again, he's being very vague about everything that he's saying. It's not about the words he's using. It's about the context of those words, which is vague and not straightforward at all.
I'll accept that influence.
Great. Who's gonna do it? I wish it would be Risforn, except, he's on the other side of a desk.
A dog marches into the room and smacks the back of the bird's head and looks over to Wristform, waiting for approval.
Risforn
This
will
is what you wanted,
happily
right?
give it.
Yes?
Yes. Very good.
Yes. And he'll leave the room.
Well, they did something, I guess.
Okay, so let's give this a test before we decide yes or no. Tell us something of actual importance about the darkness. Either combating it, defending against it.
He clears his throat, stands up softly, brushes his feathers back after that slap to the back of the head. Well, you all seem very fond of those torches. And then he starts to walk out.
See, that's the shit that we're talking about.
Nothing. I'm okay with
That-
him leaving. Sure, his knowledge might be useful, but he won't give it to us, so...
Yeah.
Of course he won't. He's not part of the crew.
He
needs
hasn't
to
given us
prove that he
anything
has
yet.
value, and he can't do that.
He's literally just stated you like those torches.
That's
means
not
nothing.
a proof of value. Does that mean that he knows where to find them? Does that mean that he knows how to make them? Does that just mean that he knows that they exist?
Well, we can't answer those because we just lost the opportunity because he just walked away.
He could have. He's literally not answering anything. He's not giving any answers of any value.
I think he's looking for a midway point. Put a little faith in him, and he'll pay it back.
I
He's-
did. I said, hey, let's see. Hey, let's give him a chance. Let's hear what he has to say and give us something of value that we can use that's important about the darkness. And his answer was, you really like those candles, and then
Torches.
left.
Yeah, right after you slapped him.
Yeah.
We never slapped him.
That was
Someone
the
slapped
dog. A dog walked into the room and slapped him, thinking that it was what Richform wanted.
Well, most men of enlightenment as him don't
He's
really
not
care for
enlightened.
answers.
He's not enlightened. I can tell you that. He might be intelligent, but he's not enlightened.
Most of them give you the tools to find the answers, not the answers themselves.
Again, that's useless to us.
And that's what you think. I've met many men like him, and they have a lot of wisdom when it comes even to their own cryptic words, if you can understand them. If you can,
Again,
well.
I understand the words he's saying. The problem is that, again, their context is garbage.
Well, I'm saying that opportunity is gone now.
Hmm.
Yes, and he ruined it himself. All I asked was for one piece of important information. Just any piece of important information, and he couldn't do it.
Well, the torches are important.
I am surprisingly in agreement with Graham on this point.
Yes, the torches are important, but again, does he? It is a matter of can he make them? Can he any information about the torches? He could have said any kind of detailed information about the torches, about how they're made, where we could find some. Any of that would have been useful, but he just said, "You like those torches," and left.
And at that point, I think he was just insulted and wanted to leave.
He was
Well,
slapped,
it's too late now. So
Or we could pull up our pants and be big boys about this and apologize for our rude crewmen.
and who was the one that came and trespassed on my ship in the first place and refused to answer any of our questions until they were being escorted off?
When he was asked in a calm and polite fashion.
He hasn't really shown a lot of respect to us either. I mean, I wasn't yet. Whenever we found him, I didn't yell at him. I wasn't like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here?" I was just like, "What?" I just said, I wasn't like, "Hey, we're gonna throw you off," or being aggressive. I was just like, "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" And he couldn't even answer that very simple question.
Enemy is gonna go toward where the Kenku went.
Yeah, the Genku would be just off of the ship, sitting nearby, seeming to have a new cup of tea.
Very well. I'll go with your decision. I gave my piece of counsel, and Euphoria will leave.
Enemy approaches the Kenku.
He looks up.
Are you what? You said something about the candles. Is there anything else you wanted to say about that? If you don't mind me asking, I'm sorry for the way they treated you back then. They're a rowdy bunch.
That being said, if I'm not really given much of a chance to speak, and the way I talk is not seeming to be appreciated. As well, it seems that they do not simply want any of the knowledge that I have been gathering for the ages of which I have been sitting and observing these creatures. That is their choice to be had.
Ages, you say? How old are you?
He glances down at himself and then glances back at him. I suppose you wouldn't really be able to tell. I'm not exactly young.
Hmm.
Though I'm not too old that I can't defend myself, as I have stated several times.
I see. I see. You're one of those you're one of those older than they look kind of guy.
I suppose if your species thinks so.
Hmm. Well, at least if we're gonna part ways, I would like to ask: is there any information you could give me regarding the darkness that would be helpful to us?
He gave a soft smile and a chuckle. You are very polite. So, if things are going to transpire in this manner, I will give you one thing. The darkness is more than just a beast. It can very much be manipulated.
Manipulated, you say? Kind of like I actually we actually did found ourselves encountering a beast that seemed to be manipulating the darkness of some sort. It was actually that exact same situation that was the battle of the airship that you mentioned earlier.
He smiles softly. Yes, I believe that was a few days ago.
It was a more like a week because of the time for repairing the airship and stuff.
Which, several days.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just so Wired's comment.
Do you know anything about that crow? If you know who I'm talking about?
He gives a slow sigh, but then a slow nod. Yes, but that is not information I am willing to divulge so quickly.
I see. I see. Hmm. Ah. Enemy is going to rub his chin. Hmm. Where are you where are you going to go now? If you don't mind me asking.
I suppose I'll return to the darkness, observing it. There's always more ways in which it could be used.
Return to the darkness.
But that's where I came from. Did you think I was just sitting here outside Bright Wall or this tower, simply watching them slam against walls?
You came from within the darkness. You came from within the darkness itself.
Not itself.
But
But yes, I was among the darkness.
oh, I see. I see. Hmm. No, element is going to give a bow. Thank you kindly for your words. I wish I could do more, but they seem to have made up their minds.
If you can convince them otherwise, perhaps I'm willing to divulge some secrets. But at this point, there's very much I'm not willing to say.
As a player, I am very annoyed by this character, but I don't want to leave behind your character. At the same time, in character, you have annoyed the living hell out of Risforn.
Let me put it this way. Risforn is basically like the bane of Graham's existence, and he likes Risforn like a best friend right now compared to your character.
Yeah.
I think it was my own fault. I didn't expect us to have not left for so long, and I just let him on the airship because I wanted to introduce him this session.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, enemy is going to go. Enemy is going to go back to to where everybody is.
At
Euphoria
this
will show up with
point,
Element. Element, did Cray leave already?
No, he hasn't. He's sitting. He's sitting somewhere near the airship.
at
Good.
this point, Risforn would be having the crew going about preparing for liftoff.
Enemy is going to approach Riftform.
Yes,
Riftform.
you there. Make sure that is rigging is tightened up nice and tight. Yes, Element.
Riftform, I wanted to talk to you about that Kenku we were just having an episode with.
Yes, I remember them. We just spoke with them, and they were extremely annoying and rude.
I am under the impression that he could actually be useful to us, even if he is annoying to you.
How about this? If you can get him to tell us one piece of actual important information in a not cryptic manner, I'll be on board.
Well, he told me. Well, he told me himself that he came from the darkness.
I'm sorry,
that
but
doesn't.
that's not useful.
Yeah, no. Unless if he's gonna tell us how he manages to walk about the darkness without being possessed, that would be very useful information. That would be hey, guess what? Come on board. I don't care how annoying and crazy you are. That's how useful that information would be to us. But he has to give us actual useful information, not just a vague implication that he could be useful.
I mean, even if he doesn't give us that information, the fact that he can do that himself, it's.
Do you have I mean, like, we don't see, like, what if it's only something he can do? We don't know. He didn't explain how he does it, or
Well, maybe we could have him show it to us. We'll never know if we leave. If we leave right now.
look, like I said, you get him to tell us one piece of actual useful information that we can do, that we can actually do something with. And again, I will jump on board the bandwagon if we should take him along with us. But until then, I'm just know if he's not going to give us any information of any value ever, then his information is not really all that useful to us.
Mm.
But again, that's all I'm asking is just one piece of usable information that we
Okay.
can actually do something with.
Okay, then then Reform or you, Grant, come with me and let's see if we can get one piece of actual useful information out of it. Not both of you, because I get the feeling that if both of you come, something bad will happen. So come with me, Graham.
I will go, but again, I'm not gonna fight him to get this information out of him. I'm gonna ask him for a usable piece of information that we can actually do something with.
Yes.
And if he doesn't give me an answer, an appropriate answer, I'm going to leave.
All right then.
Don't make me take risks for inside.
I will accept this. If he convinces Graham, I will allow him on board. However, he will need to understand that I am captain, and my word is very literally law on this ship.
Element gives a thumbs up.
Great.
Graham
Have
is
fun.
going to sigh heavily.
Enjoy, Graham.
Okay, let's go. Take me to him.
Element takes Graham back to where Craig is.
Cray glances up softly. He's eating a biscuit
All right. What's your guy's name? Cray.
at the moment.
All right. All right, Cray.
My hamster is getting antsy. If we the adventurers, let us adventure.
Euphoria will also appear in that group. She was intending to ask the question, but they probably beat her to the punch.
join also.
I'll wait for. I'll wait. Is the influence relevant?
Yes,
See.
it is. I will go ahead
Then I-
and send that to you, Graham, because I don't think that that's something that Deji really needs to approve. But that is sufficient. I think that's a good question as well. Dusty, your microphone's being weird.
So it is.
There it goes. What were you saying?
I said that seems fine to me.
Wow.
That might be a good. I think that would be definitely a good follow-up question, but you know. All right, so Graham is gonna look at Cray and be like, "Okay, look. If you have any information that's useful, I'm going to give you one chance to give us something that we can, some piece of information that we can actually do something with. Just prove that the information you have is useful. That's all I'm asking. Just one piece of usable information. Anything that we can actually anything that we can actually do something with. And we'll take you along." Graham will look at Cray.
Cray glances back over to Elvin softly, and then back over to Graham. If you're looking for ways to manipulate the darkness, that is something that is taught.
That is
But if you're looking for ways of something simpler, such as your torches, I could assist with creating more for you and your party as a simple defense. I could show you how to do so.
you are very.
That being said, wait, what? Am I not?
No, you're hearable.
I
Yeah, we
thought
hear
he
you.
said he.
Yeah.
I thought he said he couldn't.
No, we hear you.
That being said, with my willingness to teach, I do expect to see a willingness to learn. Blah.
Oh, trust me, I have a willingness to learn. What I don't have is the patience to be told nothing. But if you can, okay, so what do you need to make the candles?
Well, for one thing, patience is a virtue. For another thing, I'm going to, of course, need twine, wax. It is very simple to be made if one knows how to manipulate the darkness. But for one who does not know how to manipulate the darkness, you are going to need something from the darkness itself.
Because we were told that these things could only be produced with a lot of very rare magical ingredients.
That is how most other people have gone about making it, yes.
So you're saying it should be much simpler than that, but with the information you have.
The ways I have about going about making it require use of either the darkness itself, either through manipulation or through an actual physical piece of it to be added to the ingredients, as though you're burning the darkness itself.
The darkness is something physical? Now that's interesting.
Somewhat.
How? That's actually usable information. But I'm kind of curious now. As far as I'm aware, the darkness doesn't actually have any kind of physical form besides, it possessing people. And I don't think I'd feel very comfortable with making candles out of possessed people.
You wouldn't be using someone who'd been possessed. It requires a bit of magic to get something of that nature done. I am able to channel energy, in a sense. Something that I have learned through some of my monastic ways, as you would put them. I don't believe it's impossible to teach this to other people who've devoted less time to such practices, though.
I see.
All right. How about this? Do you think that you can actually make at least one candle?
Easily.
Just to at least prove that you're not just talking out of your ass.
Well, if he's going to be using the items, we need to wait for the night for that.
Well, the candles burn in a way that no other normal candle burns, so it'd be very easy to prove whether the candle was one of the candles, because they burn purple.
Mm.
So,
bring me one of your normal candles.
All right. Graham will motion for them all to come onto the boat, because I'm pretty sure there's candles on it.
Yeah.
And he will get a candle and bring it over to Cray.
Gray will take it with a nod and head over to a shady portion of the ground. And then will seem to make a bit of a motion with his hand, and purple flame. It seems to expend some of his focus and some of that energy he was mentioning before. But purple flame.
All right. I'm convinced. I think we should take you along with us.
He gives a light nod of his head. Good.
And I will be wanting to learn this stuff.
I assume all of you will be wanting to learn these things.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, even if you teach us with your way of talking, I will work through that, because that's how important this information is.
He folds his arms softly and gently raises a brow. Perhaps I can teach you things other than simple tricks for survival, then.
We'll have to see. Anyways, I will go tell Risford. Graham will go and find Risford.
Risforn's pretty easy to find. He's just overseeing the finishing touches for the liftoff.
Graham will be like, yeah, okay, so he does actually have very useful information. And seems to, at a bare minimum, seems to be able to recreate those candles that drive off the darkness. So, that's something I feel like we could use.
Very well. Have him meet me in my cabin once we are underway.
Although, if it's possible, we might want to, if he can make the candles, we might want to put some around our ship during the night.
I would agree. Though we do still have the torches that stave them off.
True. Alright, so Graham will go inform Cray that Risforn wants to meet him in his cabin.
He gives a nod and starts to head up the gangplank.
And Graham will be like, look at Element and be like, maybe you should go too, just in case, because you know how Risforn can be when he's left alone with people.
Adaming not sagely and curries up.
And I have a I think I need to find a drink or something.
So, Trey goes ahead and he walks in to the captain's quarters.
Adaming is right behind him.
You summoned.
Well, I said after we were underway. Risforn's still on the deck, going and finishing up. You'll hear a shout. Huh?
It shouldn't take too long for the airship to get going.
No, I didn't think so. I mean, overall, I think most of this took just, like, 15, maybe 30 minutes tops. So yeah, it would probably be, just about done anyways. He shouts up to the helmsman, whoever that is, since I guess Zyre is gone, so we probably have somebody else from the crew who takes that over when Risforn's not doing it himself. And then he heads into his cabin. He quietly walks over to his desk, sitting down in his chair. So you've proven that you have capability. However, you do need to... Are you aware of how ships and the hierarchy on them work?
I've never sought to understand any hierarchy that was outside the darkness.
In that case, when on a ship, the captain's word is very much law. I am the captain of this ship, and I will expect you to respect that.
He cocks his head at you slightly.
Understood?
I don't believe so.
And why not?
Music is very appropriate right now.
It is!
He moves a hand to his chin softly. You are a captain.
I am the captain of this ship, yes.
And that simply alone gives you power.
My crew are part of what grants that power. They understand the way that the air or sea, whichever the boat may be, the captain's word is law.
Unless they really don't like the captain in mutiny, but no one's that dissatisfied with Risforn yet.
Exactly. Yet.
Graham might be close some days, but he's not about to start a mutiny quite yet. You know, unless Risforn starts trying to feed more people to bears.
How did you go about obtaining this power?
Actually, I was elected by the crew.
An election. I
Like-
see.
Wait, you were? I don't remember that.
Roughly. We agreed that I would lead it, mostly as I had the prerequisite knowledge and skill to maintain a ship.
That is true. And the ship did need another captain after what happened to the other.
The other one just chose to leave.
No, he got eaten.
Oh, right.
But very few people know that.
Actually, everybody that knew that is no longer on the ship, so...
Except
No,
for Riss
Graham,
Forn.
Graham
Except
knew
for
that
Riss
someone
Forn.
got eaten. No,
Except-
Graham was told at some point.
Not
What's
But
the...
he's just like,
What's Element told?
no.
Element
They,
definitely-
Element
they kept that secret from
specifically...
Element.
yeah, Element specifically was never to know.
Yeah, he was probably just told that the other captain left for some reason.
The previous captain left when I was appointed as the new captain by... the ship was given to us by the king in Fortitude, and our party elected for me to captain the ship.
I see. So is the respect that you command from your fellow individual?
As well as my knowledge and skill in performing this duty.
Despite his quirks, he is very competent as a captain. I can vouch for that myself.
they are. Oh, yeah, that's right. No, Element went with him.
And at the very least, there is the fact that, I mean, Risform wouldn't bother bringing this up himself, but he literally risked his own life to save some of the crew members.
He did.
Yeah, that's why Element is being nice. He actually found a little bit of respect for Risform. After
Like I
that.
said, Risform he will do good stuff.
I don't think it counts necessarily as good if you're doing it to benefit yourself, though.
But what benefit did he have for... Who were the ones that got thrown off? I know it was Moriarty. I believe the professor was one.
Moriarty, Professor Rossforp, Magna, and the clone.
Oh yeah.
The clone brother thing, whatever. The Risforn lookalike.
And Risforn did not like Moriarty. Risforn would have been okay with Moriarty just going away. And yet he still risked his life to save Moriarty as well as the others.
Indeed.
He is capable of true good. Hence he's chaotic neutral.
I still don't feel that's true. I think he leans a little bit more toward. I don't think
Why
he's.
don't we-
I don't think he's in the evil section, but I think he leans a little bit more heavily towards the evil side of neutral.
Okay. Well, let's continue the actual role playing.
Cray folds his arms softly. Well, it is definitely a good thing that you have at least either proven yourself amidst your fellow crewmates. But should it ever be stand to be tested, I, of course, will not oppose you.
I require certainty that you will respect my word. Off this ship, whatever you wish to do is up to you. But while you are on this ship, you will follow my directions.
Respect is often one thing that needs to be earned. I do not know you. I do not know who you are and what makes you the person that you are today. I know not what your intentions are. Nonetheless, I am still willing to assist you. I will be out of the way.
Unfortunately, we do not have anyone on this ship that just sits. You will need to fulfill one of the duties aboard ship. You may, if you are not busy doing something else that is also important for the ship. As I understand, you are able to produce those candles and torches. That is something useful. If we do not have the resources for that, then you will need to perform other duties on the ship.
I did not come here looking for employment.
What? You just came here to help us when it came to the darkness?
Just for reference, it's not really so much a work thing, like it so much as like a you know, just not dying because the ship falls apart thing.
If the ship is about to fall apart, I feel as though there will be more concerns for my own life than there will be simply for maintaining a ship. So, at that point, yes, I would very much make sure the ship were to fly. With what limited knowledge I have of a ship.
I really don't want this guy on the ship. Out of character. I want him nowhere near us.
Okay, out of character. Let me rephrase it. It's more like, think of it more like a community thing where, you know, no one has to pay for anything, but instead of having to pay for things, you basically work instead. So like his food and all that other stuff,
Food.
like the bed, the fact that people might risk their lives to potentially keep him from falling off the edge. It's just kind of more of like a courtesy, to actually, put in some effort to, maintain and run the ship, even
He's
if it's
fine going
something
without
small.
He's fine going without food and water and a bed, and he will definitely stay below decks.
Except for the fact that then he's got a roof over his head that he has to earn. Gold King, I feel like you are purposely trying to make us absolutely despise this character, and I'm sorry, but I will not play with that. Because that is not fun for me.
I didn't mind him at all.
I don't mind it either, actually.
Well, that's fine for you guys. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna have any fun dealing with him.
That's true, that's true.
The character is willing to give free teachings and stuff to fight the darkness.
I mean, that's...
He does not want to be made a laborer. He's an older individual.
I said that he would need to earn his place.
Yeah, that doesn't mean actual physical. That doesn't necessarily mean actual physical labor. That, again, just means that he has to be doing something for the betterment of the party or the ship.
I mean, teaching us about the darkness is that.
Yes, I know. That's what.
But the
that was
point
kind of
is,
the thing what he was trying to get at.
He was not telling us that that's what he would be. He was not volunteering that. He was just outright saying, no, he won't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Risk farm. To be fair, isn't the teaching us about the darkness something that would be helpful to us?
Yes. I never said it wasn't. I said nobody just sits on this ship.
That is true. Well, if that's the case, then wouldn't his teaching be his compensation to the ship? And we can confirm that he does know stuff.
We are aware that he knows one thing so far.
Well, it's one thing that nobody else knew.
Yes.
That is something to consider. Who
And
knows?
I
what else?
am considering that. But we're going to need more. As I said, nobody just sits on this ship.
Out of character. This would be a great time for Cray to offer to, teach, how to, do the actual, teaching them the abilities to, manipulate, control the darkness, make the candles, that kind of stuff.
No one's addressed Cray.
But he's sitting there listening to all this.
Yep. Cray does not speak over other individuals, and he will not try to raise his voice to be heard. He waits for a peaceful moment in the conversation before he speaks. He's just not been given that a lot.
And everyone's failing to pretty much explain things properly to him.
He's failing
No,
to
they're
explain
explaining them.
anything. Yeah, we are explaining perfectly fine.
Not until he understands.
Well, he's not explaining anything to us.
I mean, even the sole fact that he had to ponder on the concept of the captain tells a lot.
And we've moved past that.
And I mean is going to cross his arms. If he's willing to teach us one thing, obviously he'd be willing to teach us another. He already said that. That would be his purpose. Wouldn't you agree with that, Craig?
It is something I am offering freely of myself.
And that is what I'm getting at. Nobody sits, everyone does something on this ship.
The two of you are just being very obtuse with each other. I think you guys are agreeing on something, but you don't want to just say it outright. Element is actually saying this.
The fox is observant.
How did you know that we were fighting the dragon?
Ah, the dragon. The one you were fighting.
Yes, that's literally what I just said.
No, not the dragon himself. In fact, you really weren't fighting the dragon. You were fighting the one who was manipulating it.
You mean the Dark Crow?
Yes. He is another one who understands.
Please stop talking in circles. Whether it was the dragon or the person who was manipulating the dragon, how did you know about that fight?
As I was saying, he is another individual that understands the manipulation of the darkness. I am not the only one who understands it.
That explains a lot of things, honestly. That the magic he was building was very bizarre, even for this place.
It does not answer my question, though.
Was it something to do with this manipulation of targets that you know of our fight with him?
Element,
I knew
please
of
let him
one.
speak.
I knew of one who had an intent to try and take a dragon with the darkness. He had succeeded. Out of curiosity, out of what one could do with such power, I began to follow. He had placed himself south of the mountains and waited. And waited. It had probably been several days that I simply observed him in wait. I have the suspicion that he knew you were coming. But how he knew so far in advance is definitely something to be concerned of.
Do you know how he knew how he knew we were coming?
I do not, unfortunately.
But how
Okay,
did you know that he attacked us when there was a storm raging through the area, and it would have been impossible for anyone from the ground to have seen us fighting?
When you took off, it was not storming. It was the storm that came to you. He went into the sky and summoned the clouds to him, while you sailed off into the air, clear as day, only to be swallowed up by the clouds. The result, of course, an airship that fell out of the sky, along with a dragon, likewise. It doesn't take much speculation to figure out what happened.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Very well. I will expect you to be serving on the ship in some manner. You will need to heed my directions. Otherwise, you are free to join. If those terms are acceptable, great. If not, well, we are surrounded by exits.
I agree to the fact that I will be teaching you the ways of darkness, well, the ways of how the darkness functions, as I have already offered. As for your command, though, I cannot say for certain. I will give you opportunity to prove yourself to me. You have proven yourself to others before. I assume you can do it again.
That was not part of my conditions for you to be on this ship.
You demand respect unconditionally, yet I know nothing of your intentions, your personality, or how you choose to uphold yourself.
Whether
You expect me to trust blindly.
I expect you to follow direction. Respect can come later.
Out of character, Riskforn's not asking him to obey orders blindly. He's just basically like, "Hey, if I tell you that you need to not stand on the bow of the ship for no reason, you need to not do that because it could be disrupting things and causing problems, or that kind of stuff. Like, just heed directions."
I mean, that is true, but I don't think Cray is like. I get the feeling Cray is aware of his surroundings enough to not cause trouble to others. He said he will be out of the ways anyways.
As kind as you are, I don't need you to constantly debate my position.
Hmm.
I'm sure that you, as someone that is learned, can understand and respect that this is how a ship is run. A captain is the one in charge. When you are riding upon the ship, you follow his directions.
If for no other reason than because he knows more about the ship than you.
Exactly.
Hmm.
You've admitted yourself that you do not know any of this.
I stated I had limited knowledge, but sure.
Then are we in agreement?
If it will end this ceaseless debating.
I require a yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Element, there should be a free cabin out down below. You can go ahead and direct him to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Come, Craig, before he changes his mind. Like, hurry.
He gets up and he walks away.
Everybody's like,
That-
oh god, let's get out of here quickly.
Gets up and walks along at his own pace.
And enemy just making sure he's following. Not hurrying him up, but really wanting to leave soon.
Does he rule you with fear, Fox?
Say that again.
Does he rule you with fear?
Not exactly fear, but let's say this. Despite that it does have my respect, Riskform can be a bit of an eccentric individual and not in the good way.
Interesting. He continues to walk along after that, silent.
And enemy follow not follows leads towards where the cabin would be.
He gives a nod and goes inside.
Do you enemy is gonna not suddenly and leave. I'll see you later, I suppose.
You know where to find me.
Mm-hmm. In that scene, enemy just goes back
And scene.
Yeah, I need to get to bed, like, now.
Exeunt stage left.
I need to get to bed pretty soon myself too. Gotta head to the office tomorrow.
Are y'all gonna stay around for the finale song?
You were gonna do that.
It was an influence that was cashed in, so I am obligated to.
Alright, get to it.
I can stay for the song.
Well, actually, Wired, are you actually still there?
Yes, we'll make sure Wired is still here. He did pay good money for this.
Ah, yes, true enough.
Watching chat intently.
Yes, he is.
You know,
He is?
Files
complaint.
You know, I am so glad that Graham asked Elemi to go along because I get the feeling things wouldn't have gone as smoothly if he wasn't there.
Graham might have grabbed the old man by the throat and shaked him a little bit.
Oof.
Again, I can't stress this enough. Graham hates Riskforn, and compared to this to this new guy, Riskforn is basically his best friend compared to this man.
What is Elemi to Graham in comparison then?
Graham respects Element. Element's a friend.
Awesome.
Risforn is a tolerated co-worker.
I'm glad.
Dusty is some
I'm-
strange
I'm-
anomaly, and Elena is a doctor.
I'm glad.
I mean, like Graham is like even Graham, because he's also from the middle of nowhere. Even like he's like it's not like he understands the concept of like why you listen to the captain until they do something that requires a mutiny.
I'm glad Graham forgave Element after what happened before the explosion. You were pretty angry with me back then.
I will state there are
I
very,
don't
very
actually
many
remember what
reasons
happened before the explosion.
for this character's oddities. Some of his I have put a lot to the character, so there are reasons that will eventually be.
I sure hope so, because I like Zim. I like his characters. They're real fun to watch. But as a player, they're the most annoying, disruptive thing ever. And your character has single-handedly blown all of Zim's out of the water for both of those categories.
Okay, I will accept that for Risforn, but how is Sinnoh that way?
Okay, I'll take that back for well. No, because at least to what the hell is his name? The cat prince dude that was trying to hide. Rembrandt. That was it. Rembrandt. At least to Rembrandt, you were that character.
Anywho, we're 20 minutes past.
Rembrandt didn't play in the Tuesday group. Sinnoh's the Tuesday character. And then there's the professor, who he's a little quirky, but I don't think he disrupts anything.
Maybe.
Grant, what I was going to say is right before the explosion happened, Element kind of grabbed you by your neck, restraining you because he didn't want you to go in because there was too many enemies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Graham got over that as soon as you exploded.
Are we gonna finish up with the song?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, I gotta go to bed. Good night, all.
Good night.
All right, bye.
Yeah, he needs to go. I actually need to go too, but I'm willing to wait for the song if he doesn't.
Oh, just start the song.
I'm trying to, but people keep talking.
I'm sorry.
In a pleasant wooded valley lived a huntsman tall and able. He relied on skill and cunning for the food upon his table. He would walk the forest shadows with his little son in tow, teaching him the archer's art and all that he should know. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. In the valley there was freedom, and a man was let to living. But as year gave way to year, the ruling men grew less forgiving. On a day as black as death, a governor to rule them came, turning landsmen into slaves, and Gessler was his name. In the center of the village, Gessler set a lofty pillar, and he ordered every subject, be he serf or be he miller, to do homage to the hat that Gessler placed atop the pole, or to forfeit to the crown his life, if not his soul. But the huntsman William Tell came into town the morning after. William heard of Gessler's order and could only roar with laughter. Honest men should hold the rank above a petty autocrat. I will never bow to him, I'll not bow to his hat. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Gessler's soldier seized the huntsman and his little son for treason, but the people of the village cried for mercy and for reason. Gessler staged the execution, but a cruel test contrives. Prove to me your skill, and you may ransom back your lives. For I have heard it said you have no peer with longbow and with arrow, that your shaft can find the quickest hare and fell the smallest sparrow. On the head of your young son I'll place an apple ripe and red. Split it with one shot, or at my word you both are dead. William Tell went to his son and said, I swear I will not hurt you. Courage will not bow to fear, nor shall this evil conquer virtue. Turn your head towards our home and stand as still as any tree. I will split the apple, we shall soon be home and free. Keep your eye clear and keen, like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady, like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Every tongue was still and silent as the archer paced the distance. Gessler's soldiers lined the square, and there was no hope of resistance. William knocked a single arrow, pulled his shoulders back and drew. Then the arrow sang and split the apple clean in two. All at once the crowd erupted into cheers and into chatter, and the second arrow fell from William's quiver with a clatter. Gessler said, Why hold two arrows when I bid you shoot but one? That one would have found your heart if I had shot my son. Take the archer now and hang him. Gessler to his men was crying, but before the soldiers moved, the archer and his son were flying. From the shelter of the woods the hunter loosed his final dart. Gessler died with William's arrow buried in his heart. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow.
Yay! I love that. Honestly,
Glad you do.
I really
I
like.
hope everyone in chat enjoyed that, and I hope you all have a very good night. We shall not see you next week, but in 2 weeks, in fact.
Later, everybody.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Tales of Miraleth Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back in just a few minutes with some Total War Warhammer 2. Do check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Also, do consider becoming a patron or donating to the channel. Thank you all so much. Wosjin and Kino. Did I say that right? Was it Kino? A newcomer. Yeah, Kino. I don't know why I was doubting myself. Anyways, thank you so much for those donations this evening. And yeah, everyone, thank you again. And I bid you all the most fondest adieu. For now.
Bye, guys.
Farewell, everybody.
Bye bye.